for as low as $3.99 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, it'll be sunny, not quite as hot. Our high temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s, mainly clear to partly cloudy upper 60s to near 70 overnight. Thursday, pretty pleasant, lots of sunshine, a high in the mid to upper 80s, a chance of an isolated shower or two early on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 45 days.
City had very motivational words at halftime.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. Stop watching, drink it in. That's what it's all about. This is what it's all about. This is your home. You hear that? You hear that?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. See, I watch y'all. I don't listen. I watch.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
Grindstone, Tiger Woods focus, blinders on. Don't worry about it. So when they start coming and patting you on your back and telling you how pretty you are after you win 3 or 4 games, don't listen to them because they didn't believe in you to start.
Okay, we're done.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
3-on-2 hog break. Bro, let's go.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
We should get second chances. You know how many? You said you believed in them.
Colton Little.
We're limited in our knowledge here.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
There's things to look forward to, I think.
This is halftime.
Hello and happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome into halftime. Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, Colton Little with you. Still here at SEC Media Days from Tampa. It's been a fun one. This one, an exciting day today. We had Alabama and Florida doing their rounds first thing this morning, and Ole Miss, Texas A&M doing their rounds right now. In fact, Mike Elko sitting right across the hallway from me. So I know the Aggies and the Ole Miss. I've got a lot to say, and I think a lot of people wanted to focus on exactly what Pete Golding was going to say when he got here and what was going to be the narrative, what was going to be the conversation. I've talked to some people that have kind of said, they knew that they're going to come in here. They're going to get questions about Lane Kiffin. They're not going to really answer them, kind of, work their way around any kind of Lane Kiffin focused questions at Ole Miss. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how this rotation goes around. How's your mornings going, guys?
Happy Wednesday. Went to TJ Maxx yesterday and spent $400 after work.
Ooh. What?
Felt better.
What'd you get?
A whole cart full of stuff. Just, like
decor.
Candles, like a little spinny thing that you put your olive oil on and some of your other things to go in the cabinet. Stuff for the dog. Just anything. They have these garlic and onion kettle chips that I absolutely love. You're not really going to make out afterwards, but they're good for you. Yeah.
TJ Maxx has some really good stuff.
It was cool. It was anything to go inside the air condition. Made some steak and rice yesterday.
Ooh.
Watched. So do you? I know you guys are into movies. The Hunger Games. They have one that's like a prequel to is it Donald Sutherland's character, President Snow?
The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Oh yeah, so I watched about half of that, and then I had to go to. It got to about 9 o'clock, and I went to bed. But the girl that's in it, that plays Michael Jordan, Viola Davis, I celebrate her entire catalog. She is one of the best actresses that I know of my time. I love everything she's in.
Yeah, no, she's really good. Did you ever watch what was that show she was in?
How to Get Away with Murder.
I got it.
Did you not watch that?
I need to put that on the list.
Great.
Okay.
It's a TV show called
ABC,
How to Get Away with Murder. Yeah, it was great. It was like the new thing after Scandal was over. I think.
Have you done karaoke with Ty yet? That's the
no.
real
That's
question.
that's the thing is I got a little bit of extra sleep today because supposedly tonight in this karaoke thing is a big deal.
Y'all got a song yet or two songs?
No, I don't know if I'll be
stream or what.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what Ty's game plan is. I might just be there to cheer him on.
There you go.
I don't think you're going to hear me singing. My morning. Right. Yeah. It's like, oh, sorry guys, I lost my voice. I talked for 3 hours. I really got to save my voice for tomorrow. All the things.
I mean, we can make sure you preserve it for tonight. We can make sure that it's properly.
Yeah, if you need a little break,
it.
just let us
That's
know.
it. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass the torch to you guys. Let me tell you about my morning. Here's the deal. Have you guys I know Colton's laughing at me. Matt, do you lose things often?
I've been known to misplace a thing. I think 2 weeks ago I came in. I was like, Colton, have you seen my charger? And he's like, no. And it was plugged in right here to where I had left it, right, just right there. He's like, no.
I was going to say that might have been what it was, but I didn't want to insult your intelligence.
Yeah, I've been known to kind of misplace some things from time to time.
You can ask Alyssa. You can ask the office ladies out here, Cindy and Betty. Every day I walk out and say, bye, guys, have a good night. And I walk back in 20 seconds later. Wallet, keys, phone, every single day.
Well, here's the deal. And text us. Let us know, 877-377-6963. If you're like me and you I like to say misplace, because if you lost it, you don't get it back.
Lose it. Yeah, I'm with you. I find,
So we had a happy hour yesterday at the hockey arena across the way here from the Marriott. Very, very cool for the media at the SEC Media Days here. Just an hour and a half, some snacks, drinks. It was fun. And I had come straight from getting off the air with Ruskin and Zach straight across the street, had my laptop bag, had my purse, they had a little goodie bag, and I had my jacket. And so I walk over there and I set that all down in a chair in the arena, and then we leave. Okay. So I get up this morning, and like I said, I slept in a little bit, to prep for tonight's karaoke events. And I go to grab my laptop case. Not in my hotel room.
Ooh,
not in my hotel room. And then I have, luckily it's a Mac, so I have my Find My app.
Was it still where you left it?
Yes.
That's cool.
Humanity
can be saved.
Well, yeah, but here's the deal. I knew exactly where it was. The problem is getting into this building, right? So I show up to this building, and I don't even know. I mean, there's got to be people here. There's a Lionel Richie concert tonight, right?
Oh.
So there are people here. And so I go into one entrance. I knock on the door. A guy kind of opens the door. Hi, can I help you? Hi, I left my laptop here. I know exactly where it is. I just need someone to walk me to where we were yesterday. I know exactly where it is. Oh, I can't let you in here. You're going to have to go to the admin. So he walks me to the admin. Sweet lady Karen helps me. That's her real name. I'm not calling her Karen. That's her real name. Sweet lady goes, oh, we got an email, and it says any lost and found need to go to gate A. So I go all the way back up the stairs over to gate A. I knock on the door. He says, hi, can I help you? Well, I left my Karen sent me over here. No, you need to go to security. No, well, Karen said that I need to go here. And he's on the walkie-talkie with security. They're like, well, do you have a laptop? They're like, I don't know. Like, we don't have anything here. Well, you need to go to security at gate D. Karen's like, well, I got an email about gate A. Anyways, we'll continue to walk. Go back out, back down the stairs, back around, continue around the corner to gate D. I get to gate D, which is the security entrance. And the guy looks at me and he goes, are you the one everyone's talking about? And I'm like, yes, I am. Please help. And I'm just laughing at myself at this point because, again, I know exactly where this is. I just need someone to take me to where we were yesterday so I can grab it. So they go, well, we can't let you in here. You got to go back to Karen. So now I've made my way back all the way around to Karen. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, that email was for another event, and I'm going to have to find someone. But then finding the right person to take me where I needed to be, you can't just, I'm like, Karen, can you not, Karen, you and I, we're basically best friends now. Can we go together and get it? So finally, Tatiana, lovely, came and got me. We walked up, we went up the elevator, and I said, Tatiana, I want you to just go and follow me because I know exactly where this is. And sure enough, it's still sitting in the seat that I put it on when I left. And we're back. We've got laptops. We're functioning. The biggest problem is I just laugh at myself because that's the second time, guys, that I've left my laptop bag behind. I left it at Starbucks on Monday, and I had to go back and I had to track that down.
But everything's accounted for now.
Everything's
right?
accounted
Laptop,
for.
Credentials,
but it's the second time I've done this. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, I used to be able to blame it on, like, oh, I've been spending too much time around Mike Irwin, and he makes me forgetful. But, like, I don't have that excuse anymore.
Well,
what are we doing?
The good thing is Apple, not only did they produce all that Beatles albums and the Beatles music, but they have Find My iPhone and Find My Mac, and you have the capabilities.
That's
so,
right.
But I'm just as bad. I'll leave something somewhere, and I'm just Like the worst though, Alyssa, is when I go to the golf course and I leave a rangefinder in the golf cart, or you leave a putter cover. And there's some thieves out there, man. And you call back the next day, hey, do you have my rangefinder? Like, we don't know what you're talking about. It's like, actually, you do know what I'm talking about. But people will steal things, and you never find it back.
Well, like, and I told you, they have a concert tonight. So had I not gotten into it, I mean, we'd have never found it, right? And it's a black case on a black seat. I told Ty, and I told the girl who was escorting me up there finally that I'm going to buy the most obnoxious computer case I can find on Amazon.
So I don't tie-dyed, like red, yellow, and orange.
Ridiculous. Like
You're gonna
throw
call it
up
Roy?
rainbow colors, all of it. Yes. I am
orange, and
going to make sure that we never do this again. I mean, it's just embarrassing. But you can only laugh at yourself, right? Like, it's funny now, and it's a great story about ridiculousness that I find myself in. But at the same time, like, Ty left his planner in his car at the airport on the way here.
He's probably shaking. He probably has no idea what to do. So, Alyssa, what we'll do is, you don't have to do this. I'll do this for you. We're just going to blame Ty for everything.
That's
there you go. Mike Irwin,
You're
Ty
exactly
Richardson.
right. He's
That's
supposed to be there shepherding you into this new role on Digital Row now. You've been there before to do TV stuff, but it's a little bit different.
It's a whole different
He's supposed to
world.
be guiding you, and if he
I'm
can't be there to
telling
help you, it's on him.
I'm telling you, man. I know.
Come on,
We're
Ty.
just gonna blame Ty. What do we talk about accountability on this show? We preach accountability until I lose things, and then we're just gonna blame Ty. Totally fine. Totally fine.
It just helps a little bit to be able to blame somebody else, because we all know that we're at fault for our own shortcomings. But then sometimes it's just good to say, "See what you made me do? That was your fault.
See what you made me do. See what you made me do."
My dad. So when my pops coached in junior high, and we had a lineman that couldn't go on two. He said, "Hut, I need to go," and you're like. He would took his hat off and he threw it on the ground and goes, "See what you made me do? You made me get my new hat dirty."
That's the worst feeling in the world when you
Can
can't.
you not go on
right?
too, son?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I did that
That's
one time in
right.
senior high football, and just the look of my head football coach and everybody on the
Yeah,
sidelines,
right. That's the
everybody
worst.
in the
You
stands.
feel like you've messed. You've let everybody down.
Let everybody down. It's a key third down too. Yeah, bad day. Bad day for Cole.
Well, again, this story has a happy ending, so that was the good thing. But man, that was my morning. And praise the fact that I'm wearing sandals. I've learned a long time ago. I tried to wear heels day one. Nope. Bad idea. So we've got sandals on the rest of the week, and luckily I didn't have to trek around that place in heels. But we've got a lot to talk about today. We have got Greg Sankey joining us at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, noon Central Time. Excited to talk to the commissioner of the SEC. That's right. The head honcho himself going to sit down and have a conversation with us. My friends at Pig Trail Nation going to join us here too in just a little bit to talk about Arkansas. We get to meet with Ryan Silverfield and the players that he's bringing with him later on today before they meet with the national media tomorrow morning. So I'm excited to see kind of what we're going to hear from Ryan Silverfield. If anything new comes out of the head coach for Arkansas today when we meet with him at 4:30. But of course, make sure you subscribe to the Hit That Line podcast network and listen to the best moments of the Morning Rush, Halftime, and Ruskin and Zach. So stay up to date by subscribing to the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast, the Eastside Liquor Halftime podcast, and the 479 Equipment Ruskin and Zach podcast, all part of the Hit That Line podcast network. And you can enjoy nonstop Arkansas sports, crazy banter, and stories like the one that we just told you. All you have to do is search Hit That Line wherever you listen to your podcasts, or find them on hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. And of course, don't forget to rate, review, and share. More halftime coming up after this.
We are live at SEC Media Days in Tampa, Florida. Our coverage of SEC Media Days is brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback next to Baum Walker, the largest and best Razorback shop south of the North Pole. Whether your needs are for tailgating, game day, man cave decorations, and dorm room stuff, it doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Local, family, alumni owned and operated. Shop online at shoponrazorback.com. This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
How much snow are we actually going to get? In terms of just inches, you want me to give you an inch number, over, under? You can laugh at that. It's okay. I know you want to. You're trying to be the professional. What, 6.5?
You don't know anything about that. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Presented by Central Hydraulics. When your equipment slows down, every minute matters. At Central Hydraulics, they keep your machines operating with the power and precision they were built for. From custom hydraulic hoses made while you wait to cylinder rebuilds, pump repairs, and hard-to-find parts, their technicians get you solutions you need. Fast, accurate, and done right the first time. Stop by 6104 Highway 271 in Fort Smith or call 479-646-0471. Whether it's a simple hose replacement or a major hydraulic repair, they're here to keep your equipment performing. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with the CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
The Roar E dirt bikes are unleashed, and they're ripping up everything you thought you knew about power. Instant torque that snaps your head back, silent speed that hits before you hear it. No gas, no gears, just pure electric domination. Twist it and hold on. Trail, track, street, doesn't matter. These machines are built to shred. Ready to go full throttle without the noise? Get your hands on a Roar E dirt bike today at Wheeler Power Sports. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967 in downtown Fort Smith.
Passionate about sports? If yes, let's take that passion and put it to work growing your business. I'm Rita Newton with ESPN Arkansas, and I help people like you that own businesses connect them with our avid and loyal sports listeners through the power of radio with sharing your words, plus offering digital solutions. Whether you need more customers or more traffic on your website, I am your girl. So email me at rita.newton@hitthatline.com or call me at 479-353-1242. One email or one call away to working on a business plan to help you grow your business.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Anthony works in the grocery store, saving his pennies for someday. Mama Leone left a note on the door. She said, "Sonny, move out to the country. I'm working too hard to give you a heart attack. You wanna know by now? Who needs a house out in Hackensack? Is that all you get for your money?"
Welcome back to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Now let's get back to Halftime with Arkansas football legend Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
And joining us now on our Lewis Automotive Group Hotline, Grant Hall. Grant Hall joining us like he does every Wednesday. Grant, how's your week going?
It's going really well, Alyssa. I'm getting ready to, here in about 45 minutes, have lunch with about 11 family members at Penguin Ed's in Fayetteville. So looking forward to that, and been kind of watching a lot of the SEC media days. I think I missed Beamer yesterday, but I've seen all the other people that have been up there pretty much.
When you look at what you heard, maybe from today, your takeaways from anything from Kalen DeBoer or John Summerall today, who took the podium earlier for Alabama and Florida?
Well, I think it was a fascinating a few moments with DeBoer and Nick Saban, who's there today.
That's right.
And earlier, Saban had kind of been critical of some of the stuff that Alabama did last year. You know, he talked about how he coached defensive backs for 50 years, and he still believes in playing some man-to-man defense within what they're doing. And he really, in fact, he had some stats about they could, in that alignment, they could hold passers to about 50% completion, whereas if you play zone, which is what Alabama's been doing under DeBoer, in certain situations, the other team would complete 90% of the passes. So, and then a few minutes later, DeBoer came on and shared the same panel, and he's sitting there calling coach, calling Saban coach, and I found that whole dynamic pretty fascinating. It just seems, I don't know, Saban to me is still in coach mode. I mean, I know he's one of us now. He's in the media, but you kind of wonder if he's not still yearning to coach more.
Grant, are you there? Did we lose you?
I got you.
Okay, hey, right on, man. Hey, so when you're thinking about SEC and media days, and you had first pick, who do you think the best quarterback is? And I don't mean the best pro. I don't mean who do you think is going to go number one in the NFL draft. I mean, you had first pick. Are you taking Chambliss? Are you taking Levitt? Are you taking Mateer? You had first pick for your team quarterback. Who's the best college quarterback this year in the SEC?
I'm not sure it's not Trinidad Chambliss, Matt. I mean, he can run, he can pass, and he's got the package. Now, Mateer, it was pretty impressive, I thought, in his rounds that he made at SEC Media Days. I mean, he was hurt a little bit like last year, but the guy's sharp. He's very smart in addition to the talent. But I think Chambliss would be my guy.
Where do you put Manning on the list as far as is he top three even? Because I just wonder how much of it is his name. I wonder how much of it is you look at his last 3, 4, 5 games of the season last year was the best I've ever seen him play. Do you think he's just more comfortable? Is he going to have the weapons? Do you think Manning at the end of the year could be first team all SEC?
Probably not. I mean, I think there was a stat the other day about his on certain types of passes. He was among the worst in the SEC, and he did get better as the year went along. But he's got a way to go, don't you think?
I think so.
To get there with the other ones we're talking about.
Going back to Nick Saban being here, I think it's fascinating and it's interesting because he hasn't been here all week. He showed up today. And, of course, it's Alabama's day. It makes sense. But if you're Kalen DeBoer, how do you think Kalen DeBoer feels about all that?
He seemed to handle it fine. I mean,
Yeah.
But I personally would be uncomfortable. I mean,
right.
The guy, the other day, Kirby Smart said that Saban was the best ever to do it, and it wasn't even close. Well, Bear Bryant enthusiasts might disagree that it wasn't even close. There have been some great coaches in college football. And that, like you asked about Summerall earlier, it's interesting that he has been comfortable seeking out the advice of Steve Spurrier with Urban Meyer. So he's not intimidated by the success they had at Florida, and that's probably not a bad move by him. I thought it was interesting today, in his formal remarks, every other word was and we all do that on radio and television, but I thought he was nervous. And then when he got to the question and answer part, he became much better and much more decisive, and he kind of got better as he went along today. So, he's going in there. I think they were 4-8 last year, That's not going to do it at Florida. And so he's certainly got the, it's interesting, these guys from the American Conference, Golesh yesterday and Summerall and, of course, Silverfield at Arkansas, all go into a league with great expectation. And it's going to be interesting to see which of those three does better.
Hey, I'm the Open Championship is my favorite of all the majors. What do you know about Ryan Fox? And then are you totally here for Rory McIlroy and Bryson DeChambeau's feud? And kind of which side do you kind of lean on? Do you think Bryson knew exactly what he was doing?
Well, Bryson at least made the cut last week, Matt. He had not done that in the first three majors, and I'm sure he felt that he had a good chance, even after he got the two-shot penalty. But Fox was impressive, man. I mean, at age 39 to go in there and do that. And what I love about him is he's a fast player. And it took him 22 seconds to hit the winning putt in the British Open after it was his turn to play. I love that. Rory's a fast player also. Rory right now, I mean, he's disappointed with how he played last week, but he's won 6 majors, and DeChambeau's won 2. And to me, there's no, that's pretty clear cut who the better player is. Now, DeChambeau he's younger, but I'm not sure what he's going to do. I mean, he right now, is he just going to have his own thing, and social media, or is he going to try to get back on the PGA Tour?
And then one of my other favorites, a fan favorite, where do you stand with Ricky Fowler kind of coming back? He was one of those guys for a while that's the best to not win a major, and now he's kind of slipped on back. I don't know if it's personal things, if he's hurt, he gets married, has a family, you're doing things, changes his swing, gets hurt a little bit, but he's on the way back. I'm a fan favorite. I'm a Ricky Fowler apologist. Do you think there's a way will he ever get to major number 1?
Boy, that's a good one, Matt. Last night I watched, interestingly, a little bit of that Full Swing series from season 2, which I had not watched before. And someone told me I was in there asking a question or something at Augusta, and it's kind of fun to see yourself, But Fowler was in a low place back then, and now he's done much better recently. I think that's a good question, along with Jordan Spieth. Does Spieth come back ever anywhere close to what he was when he won 3 majors in a short time? And of course, they're married. You start a family, and it all changes. But I don't know if Ricky is going to win a major. I just don't know if he will.
Grant, coming back to football here at SEC Media Days, and we've talked a little bit about this. What do you expect to see from Silverfield when he takes the stage and the podium for the first time as the Razorback head coach tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a great one, Alyssa. Will he have, some coaches think about what are they going to do, like Mullen wore those crazy socks that year, and is it going to be a kind of a big attempt to make a splash, or is he just going to be himself and talk about where he is, where the program is? And I think that's probably going to be it. I think he is good at being himself, being if he and Golesh got paid by the word, they both make more money than anybody probably this week. And just, give his vision of where this program is, where it can go, and how long it'll take. And I think Summerall did a good job of that today for Florida. So, just be honest, be yourself, and let your personality shine through.
We're going to have Greg Sankey on the show later on, coming up at 1 o'clock my time here on the East Coast, 12 o'clock y'all's time. But he made some comments, Grant, about the SEC breaking away from the NCAA and saying that those conversations and discussions are real. What is your opinion on those comments by Sankey?
Yeah, it's a little bit troubling, Alyssa, I think, to think about the kind of change that would come through that. If we're talking about something like a 32-team super conference, what does that do to everybody else? And I'm not wild about the thought of that. At the same time, you wonder how much. I mean, they're adding an extra conference game. And by the way, Saban was all for that. In fact, he said he'd been trying to do it for 10 years, and he wished that every team played 12 Power 4 type. In other words, every team plays 12 really good opponents. Well, I mean, you're going to see even more coaches get fired if they did that. Even going to 9 is going to put more pressure on the coaches that are already in the hot seat. So I don't know. See if you can get Sankey to
what's
answer
something
that.
we should ask him?
Yeah, I mean, where are we going? And if you get there, what does it do to 90 other teams?
I don't think they care about anybody else. I think it's the SEC and Big Ten. I think the SEC championship game is going to be gone before you know it. I also think, Grant, they should do it like a promotion relegation game where the first 3 teams that finish in the SEC, they're going to be in the playoff 12, especially if we go to the playoff 24. Why not take the teams that finish 4th and 5th or 5th and 6th, have them play for something like it's a play-in game to get into that tournament? That way you're able to keep that SEC game and make it a marquee game, and it means something, instead of both these teams playing the SEC championship game and they both already know they're going in. You're just playing for a bye.
Yeah, and that's the Drinkwitz idea, just having 8 teams from the SEC play in. I was surprised to hear Kirby Smart say it didn't seem to me that he was that worried about losing the SEC championship game, and that tells me that thing's probably done, sooner than later.
I think so.
And they're going to go to, because you only got so many Saturdays in December, you get going with the playoff, and however many teams it is, you focus on that. And it's kind of a sad thing, but it's just where we're going, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Grant, thanks so much. We're excited to check in with you next week and, of course, hear from Silverfield tomorrow. Enjoy it. Thanks so much, Grant.
Thanks. See y'all. Enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's about that time for lunch, Colton, isn't it?
Yes, it is about that time for lunch. And you know what? It's also so hot outside
It's
right
so
now. I don't know
hot.
if it's hot out there at Tampa, but it's been hot here in
it's
Arkansas.
muggy and hot, yes.
One of the best ways to cool off, ice cold beer. One of the best places to get an ice cold beer, I'll tell you where. Flyway Brewery Company. If you're looking for a great weekday lunch spot, a nice place to get a nice cold beer, or a place to host a good lunch, check out Flyway Brewing Company. Fantastic lunch menu and plenty, and I mean plenty of options for great beer as well. Of course, it wouldn't be Flyway without that fresh beer, cold, crisp, and ready when the workday wraps up. And maybe you want to go watch the big game, plenty of big screens as well to keep you covered. Flyway Brewing Company in Fayetteville on Zion Road. Make it your next stop. Great food, fresh beer, and all the action at Flyway Brewing Company. Love talking to Grant. And everybody else we have on today. Full slate. Super fun.
That's right. Trey Dare from PTN sitting right in front of me. Going to join me on the microphone after this. Stick around.
Don't you worry, son. It will all be over soon.
This is halftime.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
This is Matt.
This is Raleigh, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
We are the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store. We went to school here. We live here. We get what every Razorback logo means.
Plus, we're the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, and almost every item that comes into our store has our stamp of approval. We want the best graphic on the best item, and that's what sets us apart.
Whether it's pennants, fan cave items, or other clothing, we take the time to get it right.
Hey, Dad, do you know what they call a pallbearer from Tulsa?
No, what?
Karaoke.
Matt, that's my job to do the dad joke.
Well, you said you were going to retire someday, so I should start practicing.
Anyway, you can stop by the Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum-Walker Stadium.
Or you can call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or if you can't get to Fayetteville, you can check us out on the Googleator at shoponrazorback.com.
Dad, you actually got most of that right. How'd you do that?
Well, if you're going to do the dad joke, then I need to step up my Googleator knowledge.
There's no hope for you, is there? Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
The good old summertime is here, and Gelco Outdoors is having a good old summertime sale on all summer clothing. Save up to 50% off on select Ariat, Perlebo, Drake, Habit, Hook, Local Boy, and Wrangler clothing. Check out the best deal in town on Ariat and Wrangler blue jeans. Buy 2 pair, get a 3rd free. Bow hunters, come see us for getting your bow ready. Great deals on Elite, Hoyt, and Matthews bows. Close out the summer with savings at Gelco Outdoors. Remember, work, fish, hunt. That's what we do at Gelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, you can get $80 off DeWalt Atomic 20-volt brushless impact and driver kits, or $50 off select Ego outdoor power equipment after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Is your business getting found online or getting lost in the crowd? Hi, I'm Christy Bedeau with ESPN Arkansas, and I'm here to help you get your products and services found in today's digital world. Not only do we offer connections to the loyal Razorback fan base, but we can help you build, maintain, and grow your online presence. From world-class websites to streaming video commercials, we create the campaign that allows you to be found online and on air. I can help you create a marketing strategy built around your goals that works. Call me, Christy Bedeau, at 208-3012 for a free needs analysis, and let's create a marketing plan that gets you found.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Seems I've got to have a chance to see every night I have a spare that's true. And doesn't by the way could have been left you on my own arm. So let's see. I've got to leave before I start to scream. For someone darling, take me.
You're listening to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Welcome back to the show. Good to be with you. Great to check in with Grant Hall there. And we've got now Trey Dare, Sports Director of Pig Trail Nation, KNWA, a place that is near and dear to my heart. But Trey doing his rounds here at SEC Media Days. And you've been in and out of the electronic media room when the coaches come in there. What has piqued your interest the most that a coach has said since the week started?
I would say Kirby Smart. So I didn't hear everything on Monday, but Kirby Smart kind of owning the moment there with the Tennessee comment, which was in the main room of, you said it, not me. Like, hey, don't be tying that to me. Or did you hear Lane Kiffin stuff?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Kind of calling out Lane. So, but ultimately, and this is the easy answer, Alyssa, I think Lane's going to steal the show. He is so comfortable he lives in the moment, and he knows that the Baton Rouge media or the Louisiana media is going to be after him. To some extent, the national media is going to try to coax him into saying something, and you're never really going to catch him with his guard down. He's going to be ready for it. But yeah, there's been some good things said about Arkansas indirectly. Josh Heupel, having his moment, being complimentary of Ryan. I think Ryan got him whenever they're at Memphis and UCF there, whenever they were both in the American Conference. But yeah, interesting. This is my first time being here. Huge event. This is bigger than anything I've ever been to except for the Super Bowl in terms of the volume of people here. So this really has turned into a massive, massive event.
That's why they've outgrown Hoover, and they've been bouncing it around from place to place. They say it's going to be in Nashville next year.
This is a good place for it.
I like it.
This building specifically, it is. I'm sure you can relate to this, but now you're on the radio side, so you don't have to put quite as much prep work into it. Being on the water, it's like a tease. It's like you're in jail. Like, why can't I go to the beach?
I want to go outside.
I'm stuck in the ballroom all day, so that's what.
That's right.
I was literally the last person out of here last night. But we were.
I remember those days fondly.
That was
Absolutely.
because of some technical issues. That was.
There always is.
If
always is.
Things would be a little bit more streamlined, I probably could have saved about an hour out of my day. But I would have been one of the last people to leave. But, it is what. Happy to be here.
Yeah, the amount of times that I've sat on a floor watching the computer just try to send back my sportscast, and DJ's like, "Come on, man, we gotta go," and I'm like, "I can't move until this loads." So I've been there. I've been there. You talk about Lane Kiffin, and we had Chessa Boucher from LSU, who covers LSU here yesterday. She said, "I have a feeling that Lane is going to dictate how he is tomorrow based on what Pete Golding says today at Ole Miss, and whether or not he needs to be feisty Lane or he can kind of be a little bit more of a fun Lane." With Pete Golding, it's interesting. They're not going to answer any questions about Lane Kiffin. They're going to avoid Lane Kiffin like the plague today.
They shouldn't, yeah. If anything, I would just thank him. Hey, I'm not in this position without Lane, kill him with kindness, so to speak. And I mean, I think it's fair to say there's animosity. I don't know what the line is though between animosity and bad blood. Like, I think they're fine with one another. It's just like, did it really have to be this way? It's one of my just my personality. I could see things both ways.
Mm-hmm.
I get why he wanted to leave, and I get why he wanted to stay at least through the end of the year, which is a much bigger problem in college football with the calendar and how all that works out and the cheating that's going on and all that stuff. And by cheating, I mean the tampering with players. And
well, I mean, Dabo Swinney called out Pete Golding for quote-unquote tampering in his mind. And so he had shots fired at him at the ACC Media Day. So we'll see how he does his rounds coming up later on. We get Ryan today. We get to talk to them one-on-one before they make their rounds.
If I may, what do you make of this? I think this is the first time they've ever done this, the pre-local media.
Sure.
But do you think this is some glad handing going on?
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's get some good graces
so
going on.
we've done it a handful of times.
Okay.
After they've talked.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
After they've talked, they're like, hey, you go meet up here and you can do some one-on-ones. They've never come a day early, which is interesting. So that's new, and maybe that just gives them some
or
time
made themselves
so they're not
available.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be nice. I don't know if we learn anything new though, and that's always, as local media who cover the Razorbacks, we come down here to learn a lot more about the other teams than we do about Arkansas themselves.
Yeah, I'm going to make this analogy because I was just talking to somebody about the summer league players like Trevin Brazil, Malik Thomas putting up big numbers, and everybody gets excited. And I said, hey, I've seen, not that I'm a summer league pro, I'm not trying to say that, but I've seen this before where some try hard, middle of the road college player comes in, puts up big numbers. You can't really tell if somebody's going to be good in the summer league, but you can definitely look back and be like, oh, there's some signs they were going to suck. We saw this right away. So I want to compare that to Arkansas football right now. Yeah, you're right. We don't really learn anything, but you could hear something this week where you look back and be like, parenthetically, he was telling people we got some problems. So this is more about the breadcrumbs. What can you have to start trying to think for them, so to speak, because usually they can't help themselves. They'll put something out there. It's just whether or not you can kind of decode what they actually mean.
Trey, kind of decode Arkansas's schedule for me and tell me what month does Arkansas get a? You don't even have to tell me who we beat. Just what month? September, October, or November? When does Arkansas get their first conference win, or is it in 2027?
Matt Jones, good to hear from you, man.
Yes,
One
sir.
of the most electrifying players in Arkansas football history. I thought he might have had the day off there.
No.
There, Alyssa. I think the first win, if I have the schedule right, it's not quite in front of me. Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
October 10th.
That's their second. Is that their second conference
Third.
game, Matt?
We go. Yep.
Georgia first, and
yep.
then
Alyssa's picked to win the SEC
A&M.
next.
Okay, yeah, A&M on the road. That would be quite the upset. I'm going to one of those games against the Tennessee teams. I think it's Tennessee
and Vanderbilt back
to back.
Mm-hmm.
People really believe in Clark Lee, and you know what? Why shouldn't you? 7-6 and beating Alabama. That's a pretty good start. 10 wins the next year. Really good follow-up, but they did lose their two biggest games of the year. They played one of the weaker schedules in the SEC last year, so I think that game can be had for Arkansas. So, but if it's not Tennessee, Vanderbilt,
maybe
Missouri,
South Carolina,
Auburn,
Missouri
South Carolina,
or South Carolina, I don't know if they get one. I think it's going to be hard to get one on the road. I guess you look at Vanderbilt. That's a winnable game. Auburn, probably a winnable game. I mean, Matt, what do you define as a successful season? I think it's one of those things, like I've heard this analogy before, like, well, I can't really define it, but I'll know it when I see it kind of thing. I think that's it. I think there's a way they can go 4-8, 5-7, but you could be like, okay, that's, it's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, we're 10-34 in one-score games in our last 44 games. We got to beat Utah September 12th. That has to be one of those games. A toughness, a physicality, an identity. We didn't have one of those the last 2 years. I think that's how you define culture and what's going to be a winning formula is, can you tell? Can you see it? Like you said, you know it when you see it. Is there a toughness there? Is there a physicality? Are we going to lead the nation in fumbles again? I mean, those are just little things you can't do if you think you're going to win games. You can't beat yourself. And so I think that'll get down to it. We can't beat A&M. We can't beat Missouri. It's kind of like you got to put the past in the past, and you got to move forward one day at a time, one step at a time, and do the little things, the big things that take care of themselves. I'm excited for Coach Silverfield. I like everything I've seen so far. I like that he's putting a fence up around the state. I don't understand why the last regime wanted to not like Arkansas kids. It doesn't make any sense to me. So at least we're getting back to
like
kind of
Hillis
the
right now.
fundamentals.
Well, hey, speaking of Peyton Hillis, and Matt keeps it real, just like Peyton does. You spend a lot of time with him on you guys' show. Matt has been real big on the resurgence of the run game and getting a running back and having a tandem, and you might get it with Braylon Russell and Sutton Smith. What do you think about Arkansas in the backfield?
I think there's some signs there, again, like the breadcrumbs, what you try to see in practice, what you hear from coaching staff. I think there may be an element to them trying to play a power game with what they're doing on the offensive line and the investment they're kind of making in the run game. And quite frankly, because I don't know if the quarterbacks, A.J. Hill or K.J. Jackson, I think we all can, as of now, say it's going to be K.J., but he hasn't really separated. I don't know if they're going to be good enough to really have a vertical passing game. So they may have to play, again, reading between the lines. This coaching staff believes they can win on the margins. The emphasis on pre-snap penalties, which has just been completely obnoxious in the last couple of years by Arkansas. The turnovers that Matt was alluding to. 10-34, one-score games. That is absurd. So, and by the way, credit to Arkansas, because even though they're not winning games, at least they're entertaining. Like last year, that was, other than the Texas game, the Notre Dame game, they were really competitive. You can eliminate the pre-snap penalties. You can have a positive turnover margin. That's a great step in the right direction, and a lot of that starts with running the game, wearing down a defense, controlling the clock.
You look back on last season, like you mentioned, I wanted to pull my hair out at Missouri or Ole Miss, then Memphis, then Auburn, then Texas A&M.
Then
It's like,
Missouri?
when were you going to have a break? But you don't get breaks.
K.J. Jackson was moving the offense well, and I mean, I'm not saying he's lighting the world on fire, but, showed some signs, had the touchdown. And I do agree with the coaching staff. I think Talon had earned the right to be on the field at the end of the game, but just misstep after misstep after misstep, whether it be from a player standpoint or a coaching standpoint. A classic saying. You have to learn how to not to beat yourself before you can start winning games.
All right, we're going to let you go track down Mike Elko or Pete Golding, one of those guys, I'm sure, with a camera. Thanks so much for joining us, Trey.
Kidding me? They don't make time for their local media, let alone the Arkansas media.
You can track them down. They're walking around here. We had Mike Elko over there a few minutes ago, so they're around here somewhere. I'm sure you can catch up with them. But I'll let you get back to it. Always good to chat with you, Trey. Thanks so much.
Likewise. Thank you.
Trey Dare of Pig Trail Nation, KNWA there in Fayetteville, as well as KARK in Little Rock. Appreciate his time here at SEC Media Days in Tampa. Hey, by the way, Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. And for those who like to make a little bit of a wager on their favorite sporting event, Bet Saracen is as close as your cell phone, which I bet is probably close to you right now. If you want to follow the odds, favorites, and underdogs, Bet Saracen is where you want to be for the most accurate and up-to-date sports wagering info. You need to get on the Bet Saracen app. It's simple. Just go to the App Store, download Bet Saracen, and go to betsaracen.com. More halftime after this.
He beat me. Straight up. Pay him. Pay that man his money.
This is halftime.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
At Hardee's, we don't love bragging about the size of our original bag, but we do love bringing you the juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, crispy ham-breaded chicken tender wrap, or a spicy chicken sandwich. All full-size choices, all faves. Plus, get fries and a drink, and all starting at just $5.99. When it comes to value, bigger is better. The original bag starting at just $5.99, only at Hardee's. Price may vary. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. Tax not included. Not valid with any other offer, discount, or combo.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours. Or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with the CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
It's hay time with Kubota hay equipment from Gray Brothers, like quality-built Kubota disc hay mowers known for their durability and beautiful cut. Kubota hay rakes and, of course, the BV Series Kubota round baler. Couple it with Kubota's M-Series cab tractor with 75 to 168 horsepower, and you'll have the prettiest hay on the market. With savings from Gray Brothers and special financing from Kubota, today is your day for a new Kubota at Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Need more customers? I'm Lance Gregory with ESPN Arkansas. Let me help you grow your business with the power of radio and digital marketing working together. From radio advertising to targeted digital campaigns, I can help you reach the right audience, increase awareness, and drive results for your business. Let's build a marketing plan that fits your goals and gets new customers. Email me today at lance.gregory@hitthatline.com. Radio and digital sales combined, helping local businesses grow.
Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle.
I've been phoning at 9 in the morning. I heard you say, now you're confessing, but I'm still guessing.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Back here on halftime, about 6 minutes until the top of the noontime hour. A loaded slate today. Hall of Fame Wednesday is getting even better. We got Greg Sankey coming up at 1 o'clock today in a little over an hour. Really excited to talk to the SEC commissioner. But real quick, before we do all of that, before we get Clay Henry on, it is time for our Today in Review.
Ooh, let's do it.
I will say, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start with today's rating because I usually rate every single day based off of the information given to me. And I'm going to say this today, it's really, really low.
Ooh.
I was just looking for some good historical things, handful of good national holidays. The birthdays are good. We'll love the birthdays. But the historical events and the national days today were just lacking.
Yeah.
National holidays today, National Mango Day, one of the most overrated fruits of all time.
You don't like mango?
No.
Is that the
It's
only
the
national
aftertaste.
day today?
It's the aftertaste. Oh, did I put it on there twice? That's because I'm
Yeah.
an idiot.
No, it's fine.
I'll find a different one. Maybe I'll mention
See,
it
I
later on.
I think that you like mangoes. You put it on there twice. You're just saying you don't like
it leaves a
mangoes.
terrible aftertaste, and people try and insert it into places where it doesn't belong. That's just my opinion. Okay,
That's fair.
historical
You're allowed
events.
those.
Historical events. We'll get into this real quick. 1893 on this day, Catherine Lee Bates, not Kathy Lee Bates, but Catherine Lee Bates. Kathy Lee Bates would come along later on. Catherine Lee Bates writes "America the Beautiful" in Colorado on this day. One of the greatest songs in American history.
One of
also
the
on
greatest
this day,
states in
absolutely,
I love
Colorado. Hey, in 1934 on this day, outside of Chicago's Biograph Theater, Public Enemy #1, which if you haven't seen is a great Johnny Depp movie. John Dillinger, who he portrays, mortally wounded, gunned down by the FBI agents in connection with organized crime. Birthdays today, born on this day in 1930, American boxer and world heavyweight champion Sonny Liston was born today in Johnson Township, Arkansas, which I didn't know. Had to do some research. It's actually out there near, I think it's called Sandy Flats, which is in St. Francis County, so eastern Arkansas. Also on this day, former host of Jeopardy Alex Trebek, Danny Glover, and drummer and lead songwriter for the Eagles, Don Henley, born today, 1947, 1946, and 1940, respectively, for all of those great men. That's your Today in Review.
July 22nd, 1997. So I have numbers that correlate with it. Greg Maddux throws a complete game in under 100 pitches. You know how many pitches it took? 76 pitches for a complete game. The one and only Greg Maddux.
That's right. Well done. Well done, guys. All right, hour 2 of halftime coming up after this. Stick around.
Save up to $4,000 on in-stock 2026 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off on this top-selling midsize SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Busy season is here, and C2 Supply is ready to keep you stocked and moving. Whether you're tackling big jobs or everyday work, we've got the supplies to keep things running smoothly. Stop by C2 Supply 602N, Broadway in Poteau, or give us a call at 918-647-0430. C2 Supply, keeping your jobs moving all season long, and let us see to your supply needs.
Championship caliber teams like the Razorbacks rely on proven performers. So do smart businesses. That's why Datamax proudly partners with Kyocera Office Technology, recognized by Keypoint Intelligence for delivering the industry's most consistent color performance. Kyocera is built for reliability, security, and results you can count on. Combined with the local service and support you've trusted for years, it's a winning combination for your business. Datamax, relevant technology, raving results.
Instant fun every day? That's a win. The chance at a life-changing jackpot? Win. Creating scholarships for Arkansas students? That's the biggest win of all. When you play the lottery, it's a win-win-win for Arkansas. So far, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised over $1.5 billion to fund more than 822,000 scholarships. Keep playing and winning Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, it'll be sunny, not quite as hot. Our high temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s, mainly clear to partly cloudy upper 60s to near 70 overnight. Thursday, pretty pleasant, lots of sunshine, a high in the mid to upper 80s, a chance of an isolated shower or two early on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
PERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 45 days.
Said you had very motivational words at halftime.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. Stop watching, drink it in. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. This is your home. You hear that? You hear that?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I watch y'all. I don't listen, I watch.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
Grindstone, Tiger Woods focus, blinders on. Don't worry about it. So when they start coming and patting you on your back and telling you how pretty you are after you win 3 or 4 games, don't listen to them because they didn't believe in you at the start.
Okay, we're done.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
3-on-2 hog break. Roll. Let's go.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
We should get second chances. You know how many? You said you believed in them.
Colton Little.
We're limited in our knowledge here.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
There's things to look forward to, I think.
This is halftime.
Coming down here, Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, and Colton Little. I'm looking for a pen in my purse to take notes with. Guys, it's embarrassing that I have more lip liners in my purse than I do pens.
Won't those work in a pinch?
No, I don't want to ruin. I found one. Okay, I need to take notes. We also have Clay Henry with us. Clay joining us, the features editor for Whole Hog Sports. Clay, how was your rest of your day yesterday?
Oh, it was good. Yeah, I'd written something at Whole Hog Sports about Jim Lindsay, and seemed like I was on the phone the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So.
How did those ribs and chicken turn out that you were smoking yesterday?
Well, I just had some leftover ribs. They were so good, but I couldn't eat them all last night. The chicken
dry
turned
rub
out perfect.
or wet? Dry, then dip them in something, or what do you usually do? What's your go-to?
My system, I have a Rectech flagship. It's a big pellet smoker, and I start off with the ribs, 250, and they've got mustard base, and I've got 3 kinds of dry rub on them. Mainly it's Malcolm Reed's Mississippi rubs. It's kind of like a Memphis type rib, but I use St. Louis style. I don't use baby back. There's just more meat on them, I think. Or easier. They don't have that glob of meat on the back that makes it hard to keep the temperature the same. And, when I get it to 170, I pull it off and wrap it in a full butter bath with Kelly Irish butter and some brown sugar and some rendezvous sauce.
Ooh.
So that's about an hour of that. Then I pull it back out, put it back on dry, and then I put a apple cherry habanero glaze on it for finish.
Clay, I think you have Alyssa and myself at hello, and anytime that you want to do the show on a Tuesday or Wednesday at your place, and we can eat, we're in. Yes, that sounds amazing.
And then,
please bring a box back for me.
I got it. Late in the process, I do a whole chicken, smoke a whole, spatchcock it, spread it, and it turns out pretty good usually.
Ooh. You got me on that glaze, though. I'm a big sauce person.
That habanero. Well, it's just a little glaze.
Yeah.
It's only on there for about 15 minutes because it's got some sugar in it. It'll burn.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I make like a orange glazed salmon, and it's so good. It's so good. We're gonna have to. You might have to bottle that and start selling it, or just give me some.
I don't want to get into that. I don't get that.
Okay,
deep
here.
into
Wait,
it.
okay. You just need to bottle it and give it to me and Matt.
Okay.
And Colton.
Yep.
Sound good? Sound good. Hey, I know that SEC Media Days not your favorite, and that's very, very fair. But I do have to tip my cap to John Summerall. Colton, do we have that clip that we could play?
Let me find it for you real quick.
Okay, yeah. So I think we've talked about what Silverfield needs to do tomorrow, and I've said just like you don't need to make some brash, crazy statement, but have people talking about you. Don't leave the building and everyone's like, who went today? It was Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian and who else? Like, you want people to remember that Ryan Silverfield and the Razorbacks were in the building. John Summerall, very entertaining and pretty memorable first meeting with the media in the main room. Here, let's play that clip.
How things were going to unfold. And you'd be kicked out of our team meeting. I swear, like, you're lucky I'm not going to throw this freaking podium right now. Like, it drives me crazy.
So what happened was a media member's phone went off in the big room, and that was his response to that, and everyone got a laugh, and everyone's talking about it. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but he showed a little bit of his personality, a little bit of his fire that he has, and everyone on social media is kind of talking about it. That's what I'm saying when I think that Ryan Silverfield needs to come in here, and obviously don't force anything, but be someone that people will continue to talk about once you've left the building.
There's something to that, but I think that you can really make a mistake by what you just said, forcing it.
Do you have an implant? Natural. Do you have a setup question? Do you have somebody in there you've already talked to? Is that frowned upon, or do you think that happens more than I think, Clay?
I think it's probably happens more than you think. I don't know too many times something like that's happened. But yeah, I thought Danny Ford was really good at off-the-cuff kind of comments like that, being able to react and think on his feet. And I think that's what you're seeing is somebody that's able to, kind of ad-lib a little bit and not be somebody that just gets up there and drones on and on and on about the same thing. It's like I've seen coaches do that where they just wanted to kill their time and not leave very much for a Q&A period afterwards. And the Q&A is where sometimes they get in trouble, so you know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's the deal. You know who the moderator is? He's here every year moderating this event. Kevin Trainer.
Still good for Kevin.
Set that up. Yeah, no, hey, by the way, KT told me to say hi to you, Matt. KT says hello.
I'm a KT fan, yeah.
But, come on, Kevin Trainer. Just set up Ryan Silverfield for success. Mm-hmm. Come on now. Hey, speaking of success, it's always a success when Charlie is on the line, calling in here at the noon hour for us. Charlie, how we doing?
Not always, Alyssa.
Yes, it is,
these guys
Charlie.
can do it.
Stop being so critical, Charlie.
I love Clay though. Clay will tell the truth. No, it's really not, but I try. That's the thing, Clay. I always try. And while you are talking about Clay's food, Clay, I'll just say this. I know that you probably would not invite me over to your house, and that's all good. But the way you talk about cooking and stuff, man, I'll just pay you and just come. Like, I just want to, I'm like, Matt, just feed me, man. I mean, I would eat up everything in your house at this point.
Tell me I'm
the way
pretty
you
and
talk.
feed me. That's right.
That's right. Feed
Yeah,
me pasta and tell me I'm pretty. That's right.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm looking in that freezer to see what's the potential. I've got, I think there's 8 Richard fillets. You know, they've got some, they've got merit to them. There's a little bit of a marble stratification in those fillets. I think there's another rack of ribs that probably I could smoke. I think there's a whole chicken down there.
Ooh.
I think in the downstairs freezer there might be Sam's Club. No, it's an Allen's Grocery brisket that I could probably whip up. 12-pounder, not a big one.
You know what this sounds like?
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it sounds like you need to put together a cookbook, Clay. That's what you need.
I'm with it.
I mean, well,
Clay can do it all.
I only have 4 or 5 recipes. It would be
That's
over
fine.
as soon
A
as
pamphlet.
it started.
Clay's cooking pamphlet.
We don't want to be one of those restaurants that cooks 87 things. You just want to do 3 or 4 things and do them
Right.
great.
Do them well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Clay
right.
ain't giving out no secrets though. Y'all know that. It's kind of like
No,
his
that's
fishing
not-
stuff.
Fishing spots.
No, he
Fishing
just gave
spots,
out-
if
yeah.
you will.
Different.
That's- yeah.
No, I
But
already gave you I can give you the recipes. Yeah, I don't mind that. Part of it
But
is
I can't.
an eye for picking
It ain't
the
coming
right
out like
meat.
yours.
Well, it's all.
Guys,
It's just you got to practice.
Go ahead,
Oh
Charlie.
yeah, but it ain't never gonna come out like yours as much as I could try. But anyway, guys, I have a question, Alyssa. I know you've done some interviews over the years, and we were talking about that comment by Summerall or whatever. He was kind of set up for that, obviously. And that's the thing. Like you guys were saying, I like Silverfield's personality, personally, and I've heard him on podcasts and different ones, and I think he is very positive and upbeat. And there is some coach speaking there, but there's also some. You can feel and hear the authenticity when he is talking. I don't think it's all coach speak. A lot of coaches do go up there, and it's like that's all you hear. And look, to each his own. I mean, guys, Greg Popovich and Bill Belichick are 2 of the greatest coaches ever, and they didn't enjoy that part of it. I mean, it just is what it is. One of my favorites, Clay. I don't know if you were a fan of his or not. From what I've heard, Bill Parcells, even though he would be pretty entertaining with the media, they said they had an area below, like after they would do those interviews or whatever, and he would come down there and get to know them personally. Yeah, he would give them a hard time, like at the podium at times. So when I heard that about him, though, I thought, I like that. I like that about him. Parcells was one of my favorites when I listened to him talk over the years. So do you guys have a favorite, like Clay, Alyssa, that it's like, man, I could hear this guy talk all day? Because Bo Fisher, no offense to him, I mean.
He didn't breathe. It was one run on long sentence for 15 minutes.
He was an automatic weapon.
Whew.
You pressed the trigger and it just kept
That's
going.
right,
Just
man.
kept firing.
Just does not
And
stop.
some of it might be all right, and some of it is stuff he shouldn't have said because did not have a good enough filter.
Thank you for the
the
call,
best.
by the way,
the
Charlie.
best on the best ever at all of that was Barry Switzer, and I talked to him this week. So I wanted to talk to him about Jim Lindsay. He was Jim Lindsay's position coach, recruiting him in Forest City. But if you want to get the real truth, be ready because he's going to tell it to you, and it's it'll be heavily slanted to his favor, but that's okay. You ask me about me, I'm probably going to slant it to my favor.
Yeah.
Of course,
Most of us
Charlie
do.
Tuna. Of course, Charlie Tuna is a big fan of the big tuna, Bill Parcells. You're not getting that over on me, Charlie. I know what you were trying to get at.
Thinking about it, I mean, look, I've sat down across from guys like Bobby Bowden and Mike Martin, and they just make you feel special, if that makes sense.
Like you're
you know
the
what
only
I mean?
person in the
Like
room. They're talking.
yeah.
They're being genuine.
And here's one thing that Mike Martin did that I loved, and like Mike Anderson did it a few times, but Mike Martin did this intentionally. Every single time that I would talk to him, he would say my name. Well, you know, Alyssa, blah 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 blah, or like, yeah, Alyssa, blah blah. He made it a point to always say, and it wasn't just me. I'm saying with anyone he spoke to, he would always use their name, and that just made it feel more personable, like we were having a conversation and not just doing an interview. And it was always something, even as a student reporter back in the day, that I remember still to this day, 15 years later.
I'll give you another little thing to kind of listen for occasionally. And that's good when they remember your name. But I tell you, when they're really trying to build a relationship, and Jim Washburn, David Lee, I could go through some others through the years. Lewis Campbell, they would ask about family members.
Yep.
They would ask, "How's Sarah?
How the kids?
How's not how the kids."
Mm-hmm.
They would ask by name, and then specifically knew some things they were into. And Sam Pittman was like that. When he met Sarah through a serving line, she helped the Newmans serve the recruits. And she met Sarah, and he walked up to me and is like, "Well, now I know one of your daughters, and Becca's the other." So Sam was good at that too.
Mm-hmm. Mike Anderson was good at that.
Houston Nutt as well. He was good at that as well. Also, Bath Makeover of Arkansas is good at everything. That's a 60-60-60 sale going on. 60% off installation of a new bathtub or shower. 60-month financing options. Senior and military discounts available. Receive a $60 Visa gift card with a bathtub or shower purchase. And then the bonus spin. That's right. All you casino people, call now. Receive a $50 Walmart gift card with a free in-home estimate. They are the state's largest bathroom remodeler, official sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Expert installation is in as little as 1 day. Lifetime product warranty. 5-year workmanship warranty. Check him out, Little Rock, Harrison, El Dorado. You can get to his showroom near you. Give him a shout, 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEW-BATH.
We'll have halftime rolling on here in just a little bit after the break. Hey, by the way, KT's here. I'm going to hunt him down and see what he's got in store for Ryan Silverfield tomorrow. We'll be right back.
We are live at SEC Media Days in Tampa, Florida. Our coverage of SEC Media Days is brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback next to Baumwalker, the largest and best Razorback shop south of the North Pole. Whether your needs are for tailgating, game day, man cave decorations, and dorm room stuff, it doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Local, family, alumni owned and operated. Shop online at shoponrazorback.com. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
I don't know how you look at any of this as a negative, personally. Now, this deal was orchestrated by Learfield, right?
They're not buying Learfield. They're buying the University of Arkansas's athletics department. They're buying into this administration from an athletic standpoint. They're buying into, hey, these guys will deliver what we're signing up for. That's what they're buying into.
Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
When I'm in the mood for something sweet and hot, do I wait, hoping my husband walks in dressed in tight tennis shorts and a dozen roses? No. I hit Hardee's for the new made-from-scratch hot honey biscuit. That crispy chicken, that hot honey, and that sweet prize. Just $3.99 for a limited time. Or the hand-breaded hot honey chicken sandwich with crispy bacon and melted Swiss on a brioche bun. Hardee's new hot honey menu. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Not valid for use within a combo or in combination with any other offer or discount.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Busy season is here, and C2 Supply is ready to keep you stocked and moving. Whether you're tackling big jobs or everyday work, we've got the supplies to keep things running smoothly. Stop by C2 Supply, 602N, Broadway in Poto, or give us a call at 918-647-0430. C2 Supply, keeping your jobs moving all season long. And let us see to your supply needs.
In Arkansas, cancers of the lung, breast, prostate, and colon are the leading cause of cancer deaths. Yet simple screenings can save lives, helping doctors find and treat cancer early. If you have a family history of cancer, you need to start screenings even earlier, because cancer screenings can never come too soon, only too late. To learn more, visit cancer.uams.edu. Sponsored by this station, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and UAMS.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
What you want? Take you to a midnight show tonight. If you can keep a secret, get in the backseat.
Time on 93.7 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Now, here's Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Welcome back here to halftime. Also have Clay Henry on the line with us, features editor for Whole Hog Sports. We are at SEC Media Days in Tampa here, brought to you by the Stadium Shop. Big shout out to our guys over at the Stadium Shop, Robert and that whole crew, for hooking us up and allowing us to come down here to Tampa and enjoy. Ty and I are having a great time getting to see people, talk to a lot of people. We're going to have Greg Sankey come up. I got my times wrong because, I'm living on the East Coast.
No, you had it right. I had it. You had it segment 3. I think there was a little bit of, lost in translation. You had it right, though, Alyssa.
Well, Sankey is at 2 o'clock my time, 1 o'clock y'all's time. So there we go. Just to stick around and have Greg Sankey. Excited to hear from the SEC commissioner. We're also going to have Dudley Dawson joining us here in just a few minutes as well to talk some football. He's going to talk some basketball because, LeBron James, what are we doing here? What is the Heat doing, by the way? Gosh, that is a scary, scary thing. I remember, we talked about this, Colton, off the air, that the Heat accidentally scheduled a YouTube live stream titled LeBron James Introductory Press Conference, and it got published on accident. And and then quickly taken down. I couldn't tell you how many times, and Clay, like when you're writing something and then like the fear of it getting published prematurely is real.
Yeah, I tell you, there was an incident that happened years ago, and I could give you the names of the people involved, and one of them is still alive, still kind of in media. But there was it was a famous Arkansas-Texas basketball game where Darrell Walker was accused of something by Abe Lemons that wasn't true.
Mm-hmm.
And like, something that happened. And I don't know how Abe thought that we wouldn't get to see the video at some point. It was a 11 a.m. game in Barnhill, and it was on, regional TV. So there, there's people are going to see
video.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after the game, Eddie Sutton invited us to come up to his office, and he put the coach's tape in, and we watched it in slow motion. Nothing like what Abe said happened. And, Darrell Walker was vindicated before any stories had been written. But somebody from a Dallas paper had written a story, and it was back in those days that you had the little heat-sensitive Texas Instruments computers that you had a roll of paper that you could get a hard copy of your story. And this guy had written a story about what Darrell Walker was said to have done, direct quotes from Abe Lemons, and it's laying at his desk. Well, he goes up and watches the video and comes back, and his story's gone. And that story showed up in print as somebody said, this is what they wrote in Dallas. Well, it never was printed because he saw the real video.
Yeah.
That guy, he got in bad trouble.
Yeah. Well, you also too, like I remember we would, and you get it, you prep for stuff, right? Like in our industry, you're prepping for things. So you're writing things as if they could potentially happen. A lot of times, especially like with football games and outcomes, or where teams are going to be slated, or again, coaching hirings. Like we have written articles on when they were going through the coaching search. I'm sure that, Trey and those guys had a article ready for all of the potential people that they could have hired. And if one of those accidentally got published, that fear, man, I have felt that. Or like, Clay too, like you have obituaries ready to go and memorials ready to go for when big time important people in the state pass away. Gosh, man, you don't want those things to get out. So it's real, man. That fear is real.
Well, you have to have several catches, several security mechanisms. So, yeah, but I definitely have some stories written in my laptop that didn't get published.
Right. Thankfully, for sure.
I think of the draft war room, Alyssa, whenever these teams are getting ready for the draft and you're building up to it, and then you let somebody in and they film it, and you have the players up here. Who do you think the other team's going to take? Who's best available on your board? That's the last thing you want to get out there.
Yep. That's right. No one's taking a picture of that board in the war room for sure. Colton, did you say that they said they're looking for a new social content creator now?
So
what is it?
The Miami Heat also posted a job listing today for a new director of YouTube strategy after an obvious blunder.
Man.
And I hate to be...
Accidents happen, man.
They do. I also hate to be very, very cynical, but this is one of those things that it changes the way that people also... Betting lines are also on this for LeBron James's next team, and there are some teams that are going to stand to make a lot of money, and this could be misdirection. You never know who LeBron James and Clutch Sports and Rich Paul are embedded with. It could be giving him a little bit of extra money from a bet that may come to fruition or not. I hate to be cynical and think about it that way, but in this day and age, that is a huge piece of the pie.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But we'll see. I mean, maybe they need to publish it after all when LeBron James decides he's going to finally make a decision. We'll talk to Dudley about some NBA stuff and some football stuff as well coming up here at 12:30 you guys' time, 1:30 my time here from Tampa, Florida. But hey, while you're at it, before we get to Dudley, what could be better than a chicken quesadilla? How about a chicken quesadilla served with a crunchy taco and a fountain drink, like a nice cold Dr. Pepper? At Taco Bell, you can find a delicious array of combos to satisfy your Mexican-inspired food cravings at any time throughout the day. Satisfy your appetite with a Taco Bell combo or a Lux box today. Man, Mexican sounds really good right now. I need some lunch. We're going to take a break. More halftime after this.
Do you have a criminal record?
Nothing worth bragging about.
This is halftime.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
Live in the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, serving the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas for over 70 years.
Save up to $4,000 on in-stock 2026 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off on this top-selling midsize SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
When it's time to stock the bar, fill the cooler, or grab the perfect bottle, stop by River Point Wine and Spirits. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer at the right price. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. So come stock up for game night, date night, or the weekend ahead. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, you can get $80 off DeWalt Atomic 20-volt brushless impact and driver kits, or $50 off select Ego outdoor power equipment after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Times are hard, you're afraid to pay the fee, so you find yourself somebody who can do the job for free. When you need a bit of loving, 'cause your man is town. That's the time you're getting me running. You know I'll be around. I'm a fool.
You're listening to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Time, Clay Henry joining us like he does on Tuesdays and Wednesdays as well, the features editor for Whole Hog Sports. And we're here at SEC Media Days. Got a lot of guys walking around. Nick Saban, we talked about him being here today as Alabama made their rounds this morning. Nick Saban just walking by out of the ESPN green room to continue his media. It's still weird, guys, to say his media duties with Nick Saban.
Well, that's what he is.
I know.
He's a sportscaster now.
I know. You think he'd get back into coaching?
No, he's not going to coach again.
Yeah.
He's making too much money not coaching.
Probably enjoying all that free time on the lake.
I don't think that he really enjoyed it at the end.
It was more relief.
When it was more about NIL than it was about it was more about what you could make in college. His message was always, you come here, this is what you're going to make after college. That was his pitch. You know, that he had the data, just like John Calipari did.
Yeah.
Was going to prove to you how much you could make by staying 3 years at Alabama. And that's not the recruiting pitch anymore.
It's not. You know, that's right. You know, we were having a conversation just talking about brands, and you look around, and obviously there are brands in college football that carry a lot of weight historically, like USC, Notre Dame, Florida State, Alabama.
Florida who?
Stop. And
Florida
so
who?
you know what I'm talking about. But my point is, those you're not going to brands anymore. The Miami, right? Like it's so different now. It's not recruiting necessarily, hey, you're going to play for the University of Alabama. It's what are you playing for from a dollar sign standpoint. So it is very interesting and it's very different. We have Dudley now on our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Dudley, thank you so much for bumping back your schedule for us so we can squeeze in some interviews here at SEC Media Days. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about y'all, my friends?
We're good. I mean, I can't complain being in Florida, though I am inside and not outside. But that'll be different. We get to go to Raymond James for a party later, so I have no complaints.
Nice.
Yeah. So you look at this. Have you watched any of the SEC Media Days on the television?
Yes.
So what's been your biggest takeaway? We asked Trey Dare this too. We had him on the show. What's been your biggest takeaway, or you know, the biggest thing that has caught your attention from the coaches you've heard from?
It sounds to me like everybody's taking little shots at Lane Kiffin. So
Sure.
I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing him answer some of that down the line. I'm sure he's going to be highly entertaining, as he has been since he was a youngster up here. When his dad was coaching here, but that's a little sniping, you know, and also obviously the talk of breaking away and becoming their own entity. I just was looking a minute ago at a 20-team league that brought in Clemson, North Carolina, Florida State, and trying to remember the other, and having 4 5-team divisions, which I thought was interesting. So those are kind of the most interesting thing. Otherwise, it's just, hey, we're hoping to be good, you know, that sort of thing.
Hey, you'd get your divisions back, Matt.
Well, hey, whatever you're gonna do, I don't know. I think they're just making it up as they go, and I think they're trying to. It's a weird concept that they lay under this cloak of we're for the student, we're trying to help them, but they're not. They're just trying to line their pockets with money, and whatever makes them more money is what they're going to do. Dudley, when you start looking at this Arkansas schedule, and I know we're way early into it, where do you see our first conference win coming?
Not against Georgia. Let's see, maybe remind me real quick who
All
comes
right,
after Georgia. the next
so
couple.
we got Utah. I know September 12th. I know that's not conference. Then you go Georgia, Tulsa, and then here's the streak. When we got Texas A&M, Tennessee, but when you go Tennessee October 10th, then you go Vanderbilt October 17th, Missouri on Halloween, then Auburn, South Carolina. Vanderbilt, Missouri, Auburn, South Carolina. Those are 4 games that, man, if we just do anything, I don't see why we couldn't go 3-1 in those 4 games.
I'll take Tennessee, actually. Reason being is because their quarterback situation is unsettled. They may have it, totally taken care of by then. But if not Tennessee, Vanderbilt, I still think that, my running line has been, I think they're at least going to win twice as many games as they did last year, which, is funny till people think about it. But it's going to be tough. I do think they're a more talented football team. I do think there's more personal accountability and all that. But, man, the schedule's just tough. And I heard y'all talking the other day that if you could somehow get the Utah game,
gotta win
then that would be great. But, boy, that's going to be tough. And they're a good football program for a reason, but at least you're getting them early while they're new coaches in there and all that.
Hey, who do you think when it's all said and done at the end of the year? I know we have preseason awards, and we're gonna, you're gonna say who do you think's playoff 12? Who is gonna be first team All SEC quarterback when this year's done? Who do you got?
I'm kind of looking at the transfer from Auburn. I think he's going to have the transfer to Auburn along with Golish. I think he's,
Byron Brown.
I'm losing his name. Yeah, Byron Brown. I liked watching him play last year. I watched a lot of those games because I thought the coach might come for that league, so I watched a lot of their games. I think he's a very highly talented one. He's he's somebody that's had experience. I like his game, so that's going to be my kind of a little out there pick. But yeah, I'm going to go with Byron Brown.
And then
I like that pick.
One dark horse to make the playoff 12, meaning not Georgia, not LSU, not Texas, somebody kind of somebody in that second tier. Who do you got as a team that could surprise us and be in the playoff 12 this year?
Well, because of a new coach, because of the narrative going on, I think Ole Miss is someone that
would be a surprise.
Probably going to have we're probably going to have a really good season. They're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. The game with LSU is going to be much watched TV. So yeah, I'll take Ole Miss. And again, I think South Carolina is a team I think that's going to be much better. I'll take a watch on them and see what happens as well. That'd be my second pick there.
Wow, South Carolina. We were just talking about potentially Shane Beamer being on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm. Well, but you asked for a surprise. You didn't ask for
I
kept reeling off all my teams I couldn't pick.
Sure. No, but I think it's I love the insight from you there. Like
they have Sellers, right? He top 5 quarterback in the SEC.
Yeah, and it goes back to you don't really know what you're going to get out of South Carolina.
Yeah, and I know that Shane Bieber, actually, he and I have, had some conversations before. He didn't like a question I asked one time when South Carolina came and played here, but he called and apologized. And I have a lot of respect for him for doing that. But I think that he's a really good coach. I think they've just been a couple of things away, and I really feel like that's if you're trying to find a Vanderbilt for this year, that's kind of my pick there. And they may bottom up, and if they do bottom up, they'll probably move on.
I like it, Dudley. That's a good answer.
Dudley, I got a question. This is Clay. What would it take for Arkansas to be in that equation to be the surprise team? What would it take? I mean, has it got to be huge jump in their defense? Has it got to be quarterback play? What do they, or do they need all that stuff?
I think they need all of it. I do think that they're better, in the defensive line this year. I think they're going to be at least. I tell you, a different schedule would help. But you're going to have to play the schedule that's in front of you. Again, I think you'd have to get that Utah game early. You'd probably have to. Matt, have you been saying got to go 3-2 in that 3-2 in that stretch of 5?
Mm-hmm,
but for Arkansas to be the Vanderbilt of this year, I think it would take so many things. I just think it's unrealistic. Of course, maybe people thought Indiana and Vanderbilt and all that was unrealistic, and we don't know till they actually get out, they actually get out there on the field. But Clay, I've adopted this mentality that I'm cautiously pessimistic about this year's Arkansas team. And, I try to explain to people that I can't go cautiously optimistic now, but I'll go pessimistic in the fact that I think they're probably going to be what I think they are, but I like the whole new narrative. I like the whole new stories to write that we're going to have and all that. And I do think, as I said, just in Clay, I know you talk to a lot of people too. I do think there's a lot more accountability over there, and it may be a new regime. It may be a guy who's been coaching since he was 18. I just think that there's the opportunity, the potential to be much better. But
he's got experience being a head coach. That's the number one thing.
Say again?
He's an experienced head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he understands what's required from that position, and if you want to say what's the most important aspect of being a head coach, it's accountability, and I think he gets that.
Who do you think, Dudley, receiver or running back? Do you think a guy like Antonio Jordan can be an all-conference guy, or do you think it's more of a guy like that we've kind of been waiting on for a while in the running back room with Braylon Russell? I'm kind of, like to use your word, cautiously optimistic about a guy like Antonio Jordan that he can maybe be a breakout star this year.
Yeah, he should be. And the fact that Braylon has lost a lot of weight, and still a big guy, but has lost a lot of weight. I think that could be a really good 1-2 punch. You've got some other guys back there that have the chance to be home run hitters. So I think that I would say you can't these days go into, and they used to have a lot of backs here, but I think you can't go into a season thinking you're going to have one bell cow. It's got to be at least two guys now. And those are two guys I think that, one, certainly have the potential and certainly are going to have the opportunity, would go a long way if you could do that.
Speaking of being cautiously pessimistic, in your mind, which side of the ball is stronger, the offensive side or the defensive side?
I'm going to go with the fact that they spent so much time going out and getting defensive guys, and several of them obviously were flipped, and they're right there at the end. I'm going to go with the defense being better, but let's be honest, it had a long way to go from where it was. So I'll go defense, but they've got to be better all over the place. So, it's certainly going to be an intriguing season, as Clay knows from me working for him a long, long time. I hate the month of August. I love the month of September. I guess we'll just get through it.
As someone who was born in August, I take big offense to that, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, my birthday's at the end of it, and I know you're in there too. But I'm just saying, overall, it's my least favorite coverage month.
I'm kidding. Of course, no. How many times have we gotten to a point where it's like August 18th, August 25th, and we're so tired of talking about practice? We are just ready to cover a season.
Yeah. Absolutely, and it's usually a time that I start thinking my summer's over. This time though, it's taking a couple of weeks in August with my daughter getting married, and Brooks is. We've got these great seats at Noah Kahn, who he represents, my son. August, at least this first of August, is going to be pretty cool. Get to see my grandson again and my future granddaughter who's on the way. So.
Just be glad that you're not asking me for time off in August.
There you go. Well, hey, I'm going to New Orleans too to hit a reset also. So hey, we're gonna go and we're gonna get our fun out in August is what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna work in September. I think that's a solid plan. Real quickly, talking about the NBA, does LeBron need to hurry up and make a decision, Dudley?
I don't care where he goes. Get it over with, whatever. I'm still not happy about the whole Jaylen Brown thing. If he goes and joins Philadelphia, I think it'll be a title chase, and I think they would have a really good shot. But yeah, as many people know, he's not my favorite guy.
Sure.
I respect his game. I respect what he's done off the court, but he's not my favorite guy. So
we understand that. We understand that. Dudley Dawson joining us here. Thanks so much, Dudley. We appreciate you.
All right, see you
Thanks,
up
Dudley.
Thanks, Dudley. Yeah, hey, I'm kind of with it. I don't care where
What
he
if
goes.
LeBron James ended up being a Boston Celtic? You notice I waited
You
till
think he would
Dudley got off air before
You
I
think
said
he'd
that.
change his
No,
mind?
I don't think he'll be a. No, I don't. I think there was just as much chance of USA beating Belgium in soccer as LeBron James being a Boston Celtic.
No, but I mean, like,
So
if
in
he
other
did,
words,
do you
zero
think
chance.
There you go.
Dudley would change his mind?
I think as I do. I think that he would want to see what. I think because he's a fan of the Celtics. I think
he's a man of conviction.
I think so.
Would he?
No, he wouldn't.
Would he buy a LeBron James?
He would be a leap
Boston
year.
Celtics
He'd just say,
jersey?
I'm
He'd be a leap year.
No,
The
that would
leap
be
year.
that would
He
be
wouldn't do
missing
that.
from his collection.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that. No. I think you guys are right. All right, we're going to wrap it up here on halftime coming up after the break. Get ready for Greg Sankey at the top of the hour.
You see the best in basketball when you watch the NBA. When you watch the NBA on CBS.
This is halftime.
Budweiser, the American lager. Time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours. Or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Presented by Central Hydraulics. When your equipment slows down, every minute matters. At Central Hydraulics, they keep your machines operating with the power and precision they were built for. From custom hydraulic hoses made while you wait to cylinder rebuilds, pump repairs, and hard-to-find parts, their technicians get you solutions you need. Fast, accurate, and done right the first time. Stop by 6104 Highway 271 in Fort Smith or call 479-646-0471. Whether it's a simple hose replacement or a major hydraulic repair, they're here to keep your equipment performing. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
The good old summertime is here, and Jelco Outdoors is having a good old summertime sale on all summer clothing. Save up to 50% off on select Ariat, Burlebo, Drake, Habit, Hook, Local Boy, and Wrangler clothing. Check out the best deal in town on Ariat and Wrangler blue jeans. Buy 2 pair, get a 3rd free. Bow hunters, come see us for getting your bow ready. Great deals on Elite, Hoyt, and Matthews bows. Close out the summer with savings at Jelco Outdoors. Remember, work, fish, hunt. That's what we do at Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
0 down and sales tax paid only at Orr Auto Park in Fort Smith. The Orr Pre-Owned Clearance Event lasts until July 31st, so don't miss your chance to save big. With hundreds of pre-owned vehicles to choose from, Orr has exactly what you are looking for. But it's time for them to go and time for you to take advantage of the Orr Pre-Owned Clearance Event now through July 31st. 0 down and sales tax paid. What are you waiting for? The Orr Clearance Event only lasts until July 31st. Score more with Orr today.
You always get more at Orr.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every day, Joe's Grill makes fresh from scratch salsas, queso dip, and guacamole with crispy warm chips to start your meal. plus fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and more that will make your experience one you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
She takes you home. See you when your Saturday, she tippies at the jumper's court. Let's roll on with the cure that midnight slow.
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR, and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Back here on Halftime, about 7 minutes until a big-time interview. We're going to have to put our capital J journalist hats on to interview Greg Sankey here, coming up at 1 o'clock here on Halftime. Hey, before we get to that, though, I want to remind you we're brought to you today by our good friends over at the Fence Man. They've been serving the River Valley area for more than 40 years now. If you're looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong, you want to call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Doesn't matter what kind of fencing you need, whether it be high security, automatic gates, maybe just a regular suburban picket fence. You need a nice, good, secure fence for your business. The Fence Man does it all. So get with them today, 479-782-3936. It's the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. Hey, guys, also coming up, quick programming note. Yesterday, I was out at Hardee's for our Monster Burger eating contest.
How'd it
Great
go?
job. It was awesome. We had a really good time, but we have another one coming up on Thursday as well, and that one's going to be in Sallisaw, Oklahoma. So for all you Okies out there, over there across the border, we'll be in Sallisaw tomorrow from 4 to 6. I'll be out there, and you can knock out that Monster Burger challenge.
And if you wear...
Did anyone qualify?
Nobody got to qualify yesterday, unfortunately, but I'm looking for some. I had a handful of people tell me they'd be out there on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to seeing them out there at Sallisaw.
Nice.
Yeah, should be fun. I wonder if Clay could finish a Monster Burger in less than 150 seconds.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
You wouldn't even want to, though, would you?
I would take a few bites and just call it good.
That's what people tend to do. They sometimes people, they don't understand that they're on the clock, and they just sit there and they dab their face with a napkin, or they try and get a drink of their water, and it's like, man, no. Put that thing in your gullet. That's how it's supposed to go. Don't clip
Gosh
that,
dang.
Abner.
Oh. Man, I just All right. Well, that's why that's your assignment, my guy.
That's right. That's why you're in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah,
So.
that's why I'm in Tampa. Hey, speaking of being here in Tampa for SEC Media Days, we've talked about it a lot. We've teased it a lot. We have got Greg Sankey coming on around the corner. Going to talk a lot. Is there anything specifically you want to hear from him, Matt?
Oh, that just about the divisions. I'm a big proponent in having divisions. Is the SEC game going to be around in 5 years? This is the golden age of college athletics, man. Is this the best time in the history of the life that to be a college athlete? I think so. And then I'm all for having a promotion type of game. If you're don't get rid of the SEC championship game if you have to. If you have to have it be the 4th and 5th place team or the 5th and 6th place team that play for a play-in game to get into the college football playoff, you can still make it matter.
I hear that. Well, we're going to talk to him coming up after the break. Excited to hear from the SEC Commissioner, Greg Sankey, as halftime rolls on after this.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Terra's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Terra's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every day, Joe's Grill makes fresh from scratch salsas, queso dip, and guacamole with crispy warm chips to start your meal. Plus fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and more that will make your experience one you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Why do people love Shamrock Liquor Warehouse? Simple. They've got it all. 70 years in business, 15,000 square feet of choices. They buy in volume so you can save. What else? How about the largest selection of everything? Shamrock's got it. Special orders? Shamrock's got it. Convenient drive-through, open 6 days a week? Shamrock's got it. Need a keg for your party? Shamrock's got it. Load up at Shamrock Liquor Warehouse at the corner of Midland and Riverfront Drive in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, it'll be sunny, not quite as hot. Our high temperatures in the upper 80s to low 90s, mainly clear to partly cloudy upper 60s to near 70 overnight. Thursday, pretty pleasant, lots of sunshine, a high in the mid to upper 80s, a chance of an isolated shower or two early on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 45 days.
Said you had very motivational words at halftime.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it. Stop watching, drink it in. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. This is your home. You hear that? You hear that?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I watch y'all. I don't listen. I watch.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
Grindstone, Tiger Woods focus, blinders on. Don't worry about it. So when they start coming and patting you on your back and telling you how pretty you are after you win 3 or 4 games, don't listen to them because they didn't believe in you to start.
Okay, we're done.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios.
3-on-2 hog break.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
We should get second chances. You know how many you said you believed in them.
Colton Little.
We're limited in our knowledge here.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
There's things to look forward to, I think.
This is halftime.
Welcome back to halftime here. Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones. We've also got Clay Henry with us, but we have a special guest on the microphone as well. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey joining us from SEC Media Days here in Tampa. Commissioner, thank you for the time.
It's good to be here. Thank you for making the trip and the opportunity for some conversation.
I know that you've had a lot of conversations about the SEC and what the SEC future looks like with the NCAA. And where do you feel it benefits the most for the SEC to be as strong as possible when you look at what the future looks like?
Well, I think we want to make well-informed decisions that are right for the Southeastern Conference. That doesn't mean they're wrong for others, but that's kind of the framework that we've used that has worked so well. And I've shared with members of Congress, as we've discussed, in some of the proposed legislation where maybe there's a little bit more control than is needed or government regulation to say, hey, we think we've made really well-informed, wise decisions. And that's kept us in 2 time zones. We've grown to 16. We've got the best 16 by comparison to anyone else. And we want that independent decision-making to continue. I think there is an attachment, though, beyond just the Southeastern Conference. America expects March Madness. They expect Cinderella stories during the basketball tournament. Kind of don't like them because sometimes we're on the short end of those. They expect a College World Series that's national in stature. And you have to have national rules. You have to have national consistency. You can't do that on a state-by-state basis. That kind of works in high school,
right,
where the pinnacle is a state high school championship. But in college, we want Final Fours, a college football playoff, a College World Series. And so we're attentive to how we can help guide people through decisions that benefit all of Division I.
You know, I read an article, and you had said with this whole Protect College Sports Act and just legislation at Congress, you get one shot to get it right.
Right.
How important is that one shot?
Very, because you just turn on the news. I went back and, they're talking about the Middle East, and then they're talking about Ukraine, and then they're talking about government funding, and they're talking about defense spending. There's a lot on the plate of our congressional leadership. And I respect that reality. And that's why I appreciate the energy and effort expended. Like, right as I sat down, I received a text message from a senator. And that means there's an effort to try to get this right. But once they pass something, they're going to go on to this next set of issues, right? And when we come back in a year or two and say, hey, we missed on this or this or this, I would expect the response will be, we solved those problems. We're on to the next set of big problems in our society. And we saw the bill for the first time in late May when we were at our spring meetings, and we weren't involved in writing the Protect College Sports Act, but we provided feedback consistently. And I think it's common sense feedback that should be heeded.
Hey, I got a question, Greg, about the divisions. I'm a proponent for the divisions. I don't know how you have a champion when you don't have divisions and you play everybody. Do you see the SEC championship game turning into a play-in game for the college football playoff, or you just see it going away completely over maybe 5, 6, 7 years?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I jumped in there too quick, Matt. One thing that the division discussion about moving away started way back in 2018, believe it or not, well before expansion. And it was in part about the competitive disparities that existed. Like, if you were on the Western side over that decade, your strength of schedule is very different than most of the competitors on the Eastern side. And so that came from our campuses, and we provided some alternatives. It was actually COVID shutdown week in March of 20, where we were making a presentation. It included 9 games. It included divisions and non-divisions. And obviously, to have people play more regularly, more frequently, we made the move around across divisions. You're the first person all week to ask about, could a conference championship game be an access point directly for the college football playoff in some format? We have talked about that. We've created some models. We need some information about where the college football playoff is with media negotiations, where it is with calendar planning, and that informs some of our decision-making around our championship game and the future of the college football playoff.
I really, being a college athlete, it seems like 40 years ago, 20 years ago, to me, and Alyssa and I talk about this all the time. So right now in the history of college athletic, this is the best time ever for college athletes to be a college athlete. How do we go about making sure we protect these kids?
I need people like you that have lived it to say exactly what you just said, because, Matt, I say the same thing. Like, there's no better time in history to be a college athlete than right now. And we'll put the NIL activity aside. The medical care, the coaching, the sophistication of the strength and performance training, the nutritional information that comes in. And I'm certain you had teammates who walked in with you and had never experienced some of the structure that they had and that's even been enhanced. And now there are economic opportunities that are new. I think what's being lost is three components. The transfer portal means educational continuity is diminished, and it was hard enough to play college sports and really focus on an education. You had to be disciplined to do that. When you move from campus to campus repeatedly, you lose credits, you lose that focus. The second thing you have an opportunity to do in college athletics is be part of a community. Like, you played at the University of Arkansas. People know that. All around this league, there are legends that we honor because they're part of that community, and that attaches to the third thing, and that's building a legacy. You do something, and people say, hey, I remember when you threw that pass. I remember when you called an audible even, or whatever it might be. We're giving those things up for a little bit of short-term economic impact. So how do we find a balance is the challenge. How do you balance some decision-making freedom with some economic benefit, with the fact that at the base we have to help people achieve those three objectives: be educated, be part of a community, and build a legacy. That's what I'm afraid we lose if we don't address some of these concerns that have popped up as we've legislated state by state or courts have struck down NCAA rules.
You do a lot, and there's a lot going on, big conversations, but football season right around the corner. I'm sure one of your favorite parts is getting on a plane and getting to go to all of these venues. How do you put your schedule together during football season to go to these games?
So this will be a little bit more challenging. We only have a 13-week season. We have 16 teams now. So last year, first, as we expanded, we had 14 weeks the couple of years before, and so it made it a little bit easier. So what I try to do is look the first 3 or 4 weeks and maximize my presence, probably some doubleheaders. I'll go to 3 games the first weekend. And then I look at the end and take some of the rivalry games on Friday and Saturday and prioritize those. There's a few weeks where I can't travel because of other commitments, but my goal is to see every team play at home or at a neutral site. So like I used to go to Dallas for the A&M game in a number of years. Or if I'm at the Georgia-Florida game or Florida-Georgia, depending on which side you're on.
That's right.
That's one for both.
Sure.
So I try to maximize those. But I try to see everybody.
Yeah.
And then try to they're going to be double headers.
Sure.
So that I can see everyone at least once. And I actually try to see each team twice, but that's going to be a challenge this year because of the math.
I got one more question before Alyssa goes ahead. So this is SEC's the best conference. I know the Big Ten's won 3 in a row national titles, but it's SEC versus Big Ten. We get all that, and we always, it seems like the American way. It's always expansion. Everything's going to get bigger. Is there any teams that are worried about that you might think that could leave the SEC instead of all this expansion all the time? Do you think the 16 teams that are in the SEC are in the SEC to stay?
I do. I think we have the best 16. I think there's a unity here. You never want, I don't ever put my head on my pillow at night in full comfort about anything because you become complacent that way. And there's a limit between, or there's a boundary between complacency where you look back and say everything's great, and paranoia where you're constantly thinking everything's going to fall apart. I think what we've built with 2 time zones, with reasonable travel, our fans can go appreciate our communities. And even though, you shared your perspective on divisions, the ability to go through our communities on a regular basis, see every team every 2 years now and go to communities every 4 years or have those teams visit your community, nobody else has that. I mean, that's actually part of how we try to make well-informed, wise decisions that are right for this conference, that build momentum and help us continue forward with our success.
Real quick, last one. How much do you enjoy maybe taking off the commissioner hat and putting on a fan hat when you go to these stadiums and taking these games?
Yeah, I can't really do it at ours. Like,
Sure.
I enjoy kickoff of an early game.
Yeah.
Because nothing's gone wrong that day. You just get to appreciate the moment in the game. And to stand in the end zone and experience the first 10 minutes of a football game without any other things attached to it is the best part of my week. Now, stuff happens through the rest of the day, so your heart's in your throat a little bit. There aren't many places. I enjoy going to concerts to just be a fan. That would be my release.
There you go. Well, Matt's our music guy. He
Who's
picks
your
the music
fav-
in and out of our breaks.
I was going to play a Huey Lewis and the News for you song. Yes,
That's a good choice.
Okay, I love music. Yes, sir.
Right when he lost his hearing most recently, we were like 30 days from seeing him. My wife and my first concert date was Huey Lewis and the News.
That's cool.
Believe it or not, a place called Weedsport Speedway in Weedsport, New York, which is near where I grew up. And we were going to go see him again. I don't know, it was like 7 or 8 years ago, had tickets, and then he disclosed his hearing problem. He's talked more about it recently, but Sports is one of the great albums produced in the 80s. From Huey Lewis. That whole thing.
You can't see Matt, but he has a massive smile on his face.
I'm your best. We're good. We're friends. You call me
That's
anytime.
good American music with no synthesizers. They're just playing the instruments.
That's right. Thank you so much, Commissioner. I appreciate your time. Thank you for the beautiful scenery. We'll see you in Nashville.
Great. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the conversation.
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey joining us here from SEC Media Days in
fellow
Tampa.
music lover, I
He
always
is.
like to chat with a fellow
I'm
music
a concert girl too.
Yes, I love it.
That's right.
I love what he said too about it's good American music there. He said no synthesizer. He wanted to get that in there. I think that's absolutely fantastic.
Let's stop Depeche Mode from
That's right.
That's so
That's
good.
right. I should have asked him. We were running out of time, but we've talked about this. You're a t-shirt guy, Matt, or scarf guy. I'm a get a poster girl at a concert. I wonder if there's anything
the bandana
that,
scarf thing.
The bandanas,
That's what I like to get.
I'm a poster person. I should have asked him next time. Nashville, remind me a year from now. Ask him if he has a concert little token he likes to get at every concert he's been to.
Well, listen, when you come back, I hope you come bearing gifts. Ty usually comes back with a couple of SEC Media
I
Day
have some
things.
gifts for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great. And also, when you come
That's
back,
right.
we have to settle our taco bet. And we only do that at one place. That's our good friends over there at Joe's Grill and Cantina. The best Tex-Mex and even better service at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith every single day. They're frying up those fresh chips made from scratch with salsa, the great queso dip and guacamole, and that's a great way to start your meal. Plus, the fantastic fajitas that come out sizzling, mouth-watering enchiladas, tacos, burritos, you name it, all the things that will make your experience one that you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better flavor, even better service as well at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, right across from Harps. What a good interview with Commissioner Sankey. Always good to get to talk to him about stuff like that outside of football and the SEC. Humanizes him a little bit, which is what you need when you're in these high-profile, positions.
Absolutely, man. I think he's great. And it's probably so hard to juggle that hat, wearing that commissioner hat all the time. And there's a lot. I mean, right now, college football, we talk about it on the show, college athletics in general, a lot going on. But glad to hear he still, has the opportunity to have some time to himself and enjoy those concerts. Really enjoyed that. Obviously, if you missed any of that conversation, you can hear it later on our Eastside Liquor podcast. Just go to hitthatline.com or download the Hit That Line app. Make sure to listen to the podcast with that interview with Greg Sankey and so many more guests that we've been able to talk to. Clay's going to join us after the break. We're going to talk more football as halftime rolls on.
We are live at SEC Media Days in Tampa, Florida. Our coverage of SEC Media Days is brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback next to Baumwalker, the largest and best Razorback shop south of the North Pole. Whether your needs are for tailgating, game day, man cave decorations, and dorm room stuff, it doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Local, family, alumni owned and operated. Shop online at shoponrazorback.com.
I'm in Crawford and Sebastian a lot and a lot of Sequoia and LaFleur, but thanks really in large part to ESPN Arkansas, people have heard about us in other areas of Arkansas. And so I just picked up a case in Sevier County. I think they listen to your hot spring station. I picked up 2 cases in Boone County.
Oh, Harrison, too.
Yes.
We're not paying her to say that, by the
No,
way.
they're not.
She's paying us.
ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Happy 250th birthday, America. For 76 years, Crabtree RV Center has been proud to serve the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas. We're thankful for the freedoms that make it possible to serve our neighbors every day. Located on 17 acres at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Crabtree RV Center is truly your one-stop shop with sales, service, and parts all at one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 75 years.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Metters Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, you can get $80 off DeWalt Atomic 20-volt brushless impact and driver kits, or $50 off select Ego outdoor power equipment after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
These nights, it's crazy. Find out pretty mama turns on the lights. It's gone, fever is high, and the wicked whispers and moans. You got your demons, you got desires. You
Welcome back to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Next, let's get back to Halftime with Arkansas football legend Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
If you missed it in our day in review, happy birthday, Don Henley.
Yeah.
Love me some Eagles. Thank you, Matt, for that. I appreciate you. I appreciate Greg Sakie's time as well. Great to hear from the commissioner of the SEC. And, you know, he wears a lot of hats. He's got a lot going on, but I'm glad he was able to kind of crack a smile for us and talk some music at the end there.
You know what? There's real questions you want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
You have to decipher through answers, and you get the bureaucracy of the speak part. You know, I get all that. I actually came away liking him more now than I ever have before ever. And so maybe that's why he's good at his job.
There you go. Clay, what'd you take away?
There was a little bit of a glimpse of, when Matt asked about divisions,
It's
why
gone, huh?
they don't want
Yeah.
the divisions
it's
and they're
gone,
not
yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
That was problematic. They were so fearful of a game matching a 3 or 4 loss team, division champ, that you basically had in the ACC. When you had the two teams tie that weren't in the playoff discussion, that is a true fear that you're playing a meaningless game.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I just don't think that they'll ever come back, and I don't question the decision to ask the question. I think it's a good question, but I think that he didn't really want to talk about it, and I think that came through.
That's okay. That's all right. Hey, before we talk to Sankey, we had Dudley, and I asked about the offense and the defense. I want to talk a little bit more about that Arkansas defense, because Dudley was right. They went out, they spent money on that side of the ball. They tried to recruit on that side of the ball heavily. When you look at the defense, Clay, where's the strength?
I'm not sure we know.
Yeah.
And the reason why, I watched a practice, and I thought the defensive line was the dominant part of that practice that day. When they actually, I saw some drills where the first-team offensive line was against the first-team defensive line. It wasn't a team segment. It was just some drills. And it was clear to me that the defense was ahead. And that should be the case in spring practice. But I think that until you see them playing a game, you don't know whether the offense was really weak and the defense is just average, or if the defense is pretty good and the defense is decent. So you just don't know how to judge that. And anybody that says they do is wrong. And I would hesitate to say that the defensive line, from being a weakness, is suddenly a strength, but it was better in the spring than I'd seen it the last 3 years, which is a good talking point, but that's all it is.
Sure.
I've heard some people rate the defensive secondary is the weak link on this team, and I don't think there's any way to watch a practice and tell that, because there's nobody that watched a scrimmage. So how would you know? And so I think that anybody that says they know the strength and the weakness of this team is kind of
it's a guess. It's
posturing.
It's a guess.
They're just there's no way to know. And I'm optimistic that they've improved themselves with defense, but that was among the worst defenses Arkansas has ever put on the field the last 2 years, especially last year. They could not stop the run. And I listened to a lot of what Kirby Smart had to say yesterday, and the emphasis was we're still going to do the same things that we've done in the past. He didn't talk about running the ball. He talked about stopping the run. If this defense can stop the run, then I have hope for the season, because anytime they scored last year, all the other team had to do was hand off. And if all you have to do to hand off to score when the other team has momentum, then you don't have a very strong team. That's where they've got to improve. That's where they have to win some games, where they don't have to take chances on offense and their turnovers build up.
I think you're right, because it seemed like last year, and that's a good point you're making, Clay. It seemed like we'd get the ball, we'd get 30, 40 yards, we'd kind of get into the money, not necessarily the red zone, and then we would do something out of character because we felt the pressure. We felt we had to, and most of the time when we would do something like that, it would be a negative play on the offensive end.
You can't just run your base offense and control the clock.
100%. You gotta put pressure on them. You gotta be able to manipulate the defense a little bit, and it's a numbers game. That's why there's 11 guys out there. There's always going to be a strong side and a weak side. 99% of the time, unless the ball's right in the middle, whatever. There's always a strong and weak, and so you're trying to get your athletes in space. It's just, how do you go about it? How do you get your couple dudes in space where they can make plays happen. And then the one thing we did worse than I've ever seen a team do, Clay, was tackle. We have to tackle better. And you know what you don't do? You don't tackle individually. You tackle as a team. You tackle as
Swarm.
a group. Yes.
Swarm to the ball. If you had a magic wand and you got to say, I want this
Ken Hamlin.
area.
I want him back.
I want Ken Hamlin.
I would take Ken
Deal.
Hamlin back there.
Deal. Okay. But if you had a magic wand and you had to give it to one of the position groups on the defensive side of the ball to be the best part of the who are you giving it to? Are you giving it to the defensive line? Are you sprinkling some fairy dust on the defensive line? Are you putting the fairy dust in the secondary? Where are you putting it?
Alyssa, this is football 101. And if you don't get anything that I ever say right, except this one little tenet, then we've had a successful time on this radio show.
Wonderful.
You want the best players on the field to be your defensive lineman. Every
Ding,
time.
ding, ding.
Every time.
Every time.
And, it's like, how good was Oklahoma any place else besides the defensive line when they had Dewey, Lucius, and Leroy Selman? They had three. They just played it. They played a three-man front. Nobody could block them. They won. They won. They won big. They dominated. And I can go back through time, and when Alabama was good, it's because they were really good on the defensive front. When LSU was good a few years ago, they had some other things, but they were really good all the way across on the defensive front. I'm talking about 3 or 4 studs, and their backups were good. So if you give me an Arkansas team that has players like a Wayne Martin, a Lloyd Phillips, a Dan Hampton, a Jamal Anderson, a Trey Flowers, and I mean, you don't have to have all
Dietrich
those.
Wise.
But Dietrich was all right.
Mhm.
But he was, he was just part of that defensive front. He wasn't
That's right.
the lone guy.
That's
They
right.
had 3 or 4. And I think Steve Caldwell would have done that again the second time if he'd had a few more years. But the guys like Jim Washburn and Steve Caldwell, when they brought in studs, and the same thing goes for when Charlie Coffey was recruiting for Arkansas in the middle of the 60s, when they brought in guys like Ronnie Cabness from Houston, Lloyd Phillips from Longview. I mean, those guys made a huge difference. They're difference makers. And the same thing goes for Wayne Martin and Dan Hampton. Those teams were really good, but that was the feature that they have, is a great NFL defensive tackle.
That's right. That's
Matt-
right.
Matt made a really good point yesterday talking about linebackers now in college football. How, Matt, you said they've gotten lighter and they've gotten faster. That Clay is 100% correct. And like he said, if you know football 101, defensive line, everything, obviously the game is won in the trenches on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. But one of the things that I always loved watching and will love watching on defense, I love watching the middle linebacker, I love watching the outside linebackers. And when I think of great defenses in Arkansas during my time since I've been watching, Alyssa, you mentioned some of those guys there like Trey Flowers and Dietrich Wise. Those guys had really good linebackers behind them as well, like Martrell Spate helped pitch shutouts back-to-back weeks against Ole Miss and LSU.
Yeah.
I know that defensive line is the most important, but that's one thing that Arkansas has really been lacking is everything on defense, obviously, but a real solid linebacker. You can even look back to 2021, that crew of linebackers with Sanders, who put his hand in the dirt every now and then, and fifth-year guys like Hayden Henry and Grant Morgan. Those guys could tackle, and they could be able to cover sideline to sideline. That's one thing I'd really like to see at Arkansas as well, is a linebacker that can really, really, be the captain of that defense out there.
You know who I would recreate and put on this team in a heartbeat? Martrell Spate.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw anyone hit harder. Maybe Dre Greenlaw came close. But man, Martrell Spate would lay you out.
So what made Martrell Spate a special player is they played that weak side triangle, and everybody thought that was the weak part of the defense, the weak side because of the numbers. But he played behind Trey Flowers and Darius Fallon.
That's right.
So no one ever touched him. They couldn't block him. And
That's
you
right.
think, well, yeah, he made all those tackles. Well, guess why? nobody ever touched him. He was the free man on every play. Could go to
He would
either
just
side
lay
of
you
those
out.
defensive linemen. Yeah,
That's right. They'd
no
lay
one ever
out.
touched him.
Mhm.
And it was the beauty of that scheme is that you ran to the weak side because you thought that was where you had numbers advantage, but then you didn't because of the way their defensive front slanted, and they took away any breathing room, any lanes that you thought were going to be open. And then Spate played downhill.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He
That's
didn't,
true.
He didn't play the alleys. He played downhill in the gaps. And if that's where you were going to run, he was going to make every tackle.
Well, you know, I'm going to take my magic wand, and since you put the fairy dust on the defensive line, just for fun, you know, I'm going to sprinkle it in the secondary with your DBs and your safeties, and increase that speed there in the back.
And I'm with you, Alyssa. You know what a safety does? It erases mistakes, and that's the beauty of what it's safe. And you got to have other things too. But I that's what a Ken Hamlin does. That's what a Tony Bua does when he's back there. You got to have Steve Atwater. Anytime Arkansas has had a really good team, they've had a good safety up there that he stops that play from being a 60-yard gain or a 48-yard gain, and then he plays deeper than the deepest on the pass game. They don't throw it over the top of him, and he comes up and he's able to make those tackles. Safeties, they can't be the first thing because Clay's right. You got to have a defensive line. It's kind of like the understood you. Like you got to have a defensive line, you got to have an offensive line, and then you build off of it from there. And a safety, what he does, he erases so many mistakes and he helps out. And if you can get one of those, you got a chance.
Yeah, I can name the ones through the years and go all the way back to the 60s when Harry Jones started as a true sophomore on that 64 defense, and he made a lot of big tackles. Nobody ever got behind him. Nobody ever broke a tackle. You know, they shut out the last 5 teams they played. They shut them out.
Oof.
I mean, they didn't beat them.
Yeah.
They shut them out. And that's a great safety. You know, you talk about the guys in front of them, you know, Lloyd Phillips and those linebackers. You go through, you know, the Arkansas history and look at the safeties like Martine Bircher, just incredible player, Fort Smith guy, just like Matt. And, you know, then you go on through Greg Lasker, played in the Hatfield time, fastest guy on the field, played in the Super Bowl. One of my favorites, I covered him in high school at Conway when I was at the Log Cabin Democrat. Unbelievably fast and never made a mistake, smartest player on the field. And then you get into the Atwaters, the Hamlins, the Kenoy Kennedy.
Kenoy, yep.
Kenoy Kennedy, you might take your head off. Tony Bua played the outside linebacker and safety. It didn't really matter. Those outside linebackers, they're almost interchangeable with your.
I remember sitting in the elevator of the A Club, Clay, and I was with Ken Hamlin, and I'm like, Ken, come back for your senior year. Come back. And that's why Bua had to play safety was because he was but Ken Hamlin left a year early, and you're like, Ken, I remember asking, I was like, Ken, come back. And Ken made the right decision, obviously, to go to. He had a great NFL career, but I do remember sitting in the A Club elevator, like, Ken, please come back.
What a player!
Yeah. No, I think so. It'll be really interesting to see what this defense looks like, how improved they are from a season ago once the season gets going and we see them in a few games to kind of get a good idea of exactly what kind of defense we think they're going to be. We're going to keep the conversation going, though. It is time of the day for that halftime hypothetical. We're going to get to that after the break. And, hey, if your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is exactly what you're looking for, only at Rowback.com. They've got brand new Arkansas gear, but you got to make sure to go get it before it all sells out. Go to Rowback.com to check out their new apparel. That is Rowback.com, RHOBACK.com, and use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. That is RUSH26 for 20% off. Rowback, where action meets comfort. Your halftime hypothetical after this.
And a snake did scare the tuna when I was 4. He jumped out at the tuna. That was it with me on snakes.
This is halftime.
Attention Arkansas homeowners, are you dreading a lengthy, expensive bathroom remodel? With Bath Makeover of Arkansas, you can have your dream bathroom in as little as one day. American-made baths, walk-in showers, and walk-in bathtubs, Revolutionary laser etched shower walls that will never chip, crack, peel, discolor, or fade. Plus, with Bath Makeover's Price Lock Guarantee, schedule your free design consultation now, and we'll lock your price in for 1 year. Bath Makeover of Arkansas is also proud to be an official sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH during our 60-60-60 sale. Receive 60% off installation of a new bath or shower. With 60-month financing options.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you're chopping off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with. I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they love the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Kevin Hart here to tell you all about Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Hey guys, I kind of feel like you chop it off my head a little bit. I'm the money. Don't forget that. It's spicy, balanced with a sweet and tangy citrus touch that makes everything taste even better. And the best part is it comes with, I kind of still feel like you ain't got all of me. The best part is it comes with anything on the Cantina menu. So you better try it before it's gone.
New jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with more main character energy than Kevin Hart.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame.
It's there's a band, one of my favorite bands. It's called The Wash, and that's what we're doing right here. It's a hypothetical band. They don't exist.
Doesn't exist.
That's why, yeah. The easy answer is Texas, and I'd say Tennessee would be my answer.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, if you were saying what team could we beat till the end of time, Tennessee would be the team I'd want to beat till the end of time. What team do we want? Man, that's just a hard answer right there to say who do we want to lose to.
Oh, I have an easy answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, man, I want to say Missouri because we don't beat them anyways, so we just keep it going.
That's where I was going. I was going to say Alabama. It's been about 18 years since you've done that.
What are we going to do?
It's not like we know what that feeling's
Tennessee
like. Tennessee
would be the team I'd want to beat till the end of time.
Clay, before you go and you blow this all up and you tell me how dumb this hypothetical is, I'm going to give my answer real quick too. I want Arkansas, if they could play them every year, I would want Arkansas to beat Oklahoma because I cannot stand the Sooners.
I like it.
And if they were to lose to anybody, I would choose Alabama because you haven't beaten them in a long time anyway, and why does it even matter? It's a hypothetical. Clay, do you have one that you would choose?
Well, everybody knows I'm going to say Texas.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's the way it is. I would say out of sight, out of mind, let it be Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, nope.
I
see.
couldn't handle that.
I couldn't stomach that. That's why I picked South Carolina. I feel like they're
That's for you to decide. I mean,
Sure.
I mean, I don't care anything about Florida. They're out there in the never land. It's Gainesville is like one of the worst places in the world.
Amen. Say it louder for those in the back.
Well, that smells too.
Oh,
how do you want to go to
bad. It's a swamp.
Yeah, it's just a bad place.
Mm-hmm.
Text coming in here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. You can join them as well. What's your thought? You can choose one SEC team to beat from now until the end of eternity, and you have to have another one that you get beat by every time. Some text coming in here, 877-377-6963. Zach in Ozark says he wants to beat LSU, Loof to Georgia, B in Clarksville, kind of in line with me right here. He says Loof to Bama because might as well, and he's also with you, Clay. He wants to get those wins against Texas. Josefa also chiming in here. Beat Texas forever, but Loof to Alabama forever. We've already lost to Alabama. It doesn't change very much. Aaron in Springdale, win Texas, lose Georgia. Bub from Fayetteville, beat Missouri, lose to Mississippi State. Bub, that's inexcusable. Can't lose to Mississippi State.
See, I think that too. I was also thinking about
forever. That's no good.
Ole Miss. I could have Arkansas beat Ole Miss every year, forever and ever and ever. Amen.
I mean, to me, the two teams that are closest to being rivals are, the Texas and LSU.
LSU, yeah.
So it would be one of those two. And
Yeah.
I get it, the Oklahoma deal. We just hadn't played them enough lately for it to be that meaningful.
That's just personal.
If you live in Fort Smith and you're around the border where you're doing business and seeing Sooner fans, I get that. But we just don't play. We just hadn't played them enough in anything to have a pure hatred for them.
As Colton said, personal vendetta. I like that. That's how I feel about Florida. It's a personal vendetta.
That's for you.
I know, 100%. 100%.
But Texas, LSU, that makes sense.
And
Tennessee,
any
I like
team
that answer
Jason
too.
Witten plays for, I don't ever want to win. So we're always going to try to beat them.
I get it.
Amen.
Personal.
Amen. 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 Hey, you know what? What are we at now? 45 days away from football
45
season.
days.
45 days away from football season, and to get ready for game day, the brand new Arkansas Razorback mobile app on your iPhone. Download it on your iPhone or Android. Get game tickets, follow your favorite teams, access exclusive content all in one place. So just download the app for free. That's the Razorback app in the App Store today. We have got our final slice as we wrap up halftime here on a Wednesday at SEC Media Days in Tampa after this.
You're on my good side. But don't confuse kindness with weakness.
This is halftime.
Save up to $4,000 on in-stock 2026 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off on this top-selling midsize SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
For generations, Hardscrabble Country Club has been the heart of great golf in Fort Smith. For 100 years, it's where families connect, friendships grow, and traditions are passed down. From its historic fairways to the welcoming community, Hardscrabble is more than a club. It's home. Join us as we celebrate a century of memories and create new ones together. Hardscrabble Country Club. Tradition lives here.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Smalls here. If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds can turn into sinus infections that last weeks, ruining your perfect vacation getaway. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy, it's stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy at home. It includes prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home, or on the road, you have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, and no pharmacy lines. Also, no copays. Match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor. Start meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs a medical emergency kit, so order yours online in minutes. It's shipped right to your door. Save $45 with my promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. That's promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Join Lewis Automotive as they celebrate America's 250th celebration with the Pick One event, where it's your choice of a $250 gas card, an Arctic cooler, or a 2-year maintenance plan with the purchase of any new or used vehicle. Enjoy the music you hear on halftime? Of course you do. Our halftime playlist is brought to you by Bath Makeover of Arkansas. Don't miss Bath Makeover of Arkansas's July through August 60-60-60 sale. Right now, get 60% off installation on a new bathtub or shower. Ask about 60-month financing options plus senior and military discount. You'll also receive a $60 Visa gift card with your bathtub, shower, or purchase. And here's a bonus. Call now to schedule your free in-home estimate and receive a free $50 Walmart gift card. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH today. That's 1-800-NEW-BATH for Bath Makeover of Arkansas. Now, let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Colton Little, and Felissa Orange.
Welcome back here to halftime as we are now ready for the final slice brought to you by Gusano's Pizzeria. My final thoughts today, guys. We had some great interviews first and foremost. Enjoyed all of the time of our guests today. But I still, everyone's talking about John Summerall around here. And I think that that's my big takeaway is he came in here and now everyone is talking about him. And that's the kind of thing I hope for Ryan Silverfield tomorrow.
My final takeaway is you've been doing great getting some guests on. That was super cool to have the commissioner of the SEC. And what time does our head ball coach go up there on the podium tomorrow?
So tomorrow, I'm looking at the schedule in front of me. So he is with Lane Kiffin in the morning. He will take the podium at 10:30 local time. That is 9:30 you guys time in the Central Time Zone. And then he will speak for 30 minutes. 35 minutes, and then Arkansas players will get up there at 10:10 your time, 11:10 my time, and meet with the media as well.
Cool.
So
Cool.
we've got them tomorrow. They actually have hopped on a plane. They're headed this direction. We get to talk to them at 4:30 today. So we'll be able to kind of hear from them prior to their media rounds tomorrow. Looking forward to that today at 4:30.
My final takeaway today, guys, Greg Sankey's afraid of common sense and bringing the divisions back into the SEC, but he does love music, and I walked away from that interview that y'all got to do with him thinking much more highly of him. And also, we mentioned this off air, Alyssa, we're going to have to grill Dudley Dawson next time we get him on. He can't just slip in the fact that his son apparently manages a guy that's probably going to win some Grammys here coming up in the next couple of years.
I know.
Crazy.
We're gonna have to recircle that again. We're gonna have to bring that one back. It's always great to have Clay too, by the way, Clay.
Well, I mean,
we love you.
My takeaway is that things will get back to normal next week.
Yeah.
And this was this
we have
is
one more day.
This is kind of
Sure.
a tough machine to manage when you're the ringmaster there. Alyssa, and we're all scattered other places, and you've held it together just fine. That's my takeaway.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's been fun to be here at SEC Media Days in Tampa. Shout out to the Stadium Shop for giving us the opportunity to be out here. But it's always good to see faces. I've seen a lot of old friends that I've met over the years that have covered this league. And it's great to be able to have them join us, too, and talk to us. So we've got one more day, guys, and it's the most important one because it's Arkansas's Day coming up tomorrow. So it should be a fun one. I still haven't picked a karaoke song, by the way. I don't know if Ty's going to make me sing. Any suggestions, Matt?
Matt walked away. I do apologize.
Matt walked away.
I'll just say pick something
Clay,
that's in your,
Clay, do you have?
it's something in your wheelhouse. You know,
Okay.
just
Do I have to know all the words? Like, he played some Billy Joel earlier, and I could sing a Billy Joel song.
Isn't the point of karaoke that they put the words up for you?
Well, yes, but sometimes I don't want to be just dependent on the screen. I want to know you want to.
you can also anytime during the song you can just hold the mic out to the people because they can sing too.
Hold out. That's it.
Alyssa,
hi guys, we're just gonna sing this together.
This would be my suggestion. I'll probably never get to go to SEC Media Days. I'm not quite to that stanchion. But if I ever do, I will look forward to this night because I have a fantastic singing voice, and I know that, and I believe that. I'm an award-winning singer. So I know that if I was you, and who also I've heard singing in the breaks, has a very good voice, I'd pick one where you can show off a little bit, okay? That's what I would do. I'd pick one to try and, bring the house down, let everybody know, look.
Just do a little Sinatra in my way.
Sinatra or something like that.
Man,
Yeah.
see, that's some pressure.
Do some Shania.
That's some pressure. I've always thought that Fiona Apple "Criminal" is a good karaoke song.
That is a good one. That is
Maybe
a good
that one. We'll see. I don't know. Or Billy
Or
Joel. We'll find out.
you
Or I'll
change-
just watch Ty.
You change the pace entirely, Alyssa, and you throw them off. You do something like you rap the entirety of
Oh my God,
Eminem
I
or
would do.
something.
I would.
That's the way to
I
do
know
it.
all
That's
the
the way to
words
go.
to "Cleaning Out My Closet" by Eminem. I
That's
don't
the way
know
to
if
go.
that's what I need to do,
that's
but I don't
after
need to
hours.
know if I
It's not on
tell
air.
people
You can
that,
do
right?
one.
That's fine. There's going to be no video evidence regardless of what happened. So looking forward to that. We'll talk about it tomorrow, though, for sure on the show, as we also get to talk with Arkansas and Ryan Silverfield and the players coming to represent the Razorbacks here at SEC Media Days. Thanks for joining us today on Halftime. Ruskin and Zach headed your way after this. We'll see you tomorrow.
Employee pricing for everyone and 0%